Okay. I may have to set it right back too because I don't know when they're going to do the anthem. They got the band out there right now. That's what I was wanting to get it when I did then, so I could send it back to you. But I may end up taking it and send it right back. Yeah, we don't have any choice now. What is that noise? You hear it?
Here's something like banging.
No.
It's like somebody dialed on the phone.
Yeah.
I still hear it in my headset.
What's that sound, Eric? It's your phone ringing, Coach. That's your phone, Coach?
Yeah.
It's ringing.
Yeah,
Spam.
No, it's a message video from Eddie Lay.
Eddie Lay? Okay, we'll take it. We're ready.
Let me turn this phone off.
I've got mine off. Every time I get one of them spam messages, it dinks.
I'll check it. Wendell's going to update us on the score on Pulaski and Johnson Central. Perfect.
All right, buddy. It's going to be fine, James. Hang in there, baby. I know. I've been to Lexington back today. I've been busy, too. So we've all been loaded up a little bit. We'll be good. We'll have a good game here anyway. Okay. Really help me watch. If they grab him, we'll stop whatever we're doing. If they get him at the 20. Hey, James, I'm going to send it right back because they're starting the national anthem. Just send it to me and I'll send it right back. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Campbell Field, home of the Corbin Redhounds, where tonight the Redhounds are set to take on the Broncos from Frederick Douglass High School. Frederick Douglass, the 6A team out of Lexington, Kentucky, 1-3 on the season, coming off of a 40-7 win over Tates Creek last week, their first win of the season. Corbin 3-1 on the year, coming off of their first loss of the season to Pulaski County last week, 35-28 in a shootout over at Somerset last week. Dave Cox with you here, Burley Foley also with me tonight, and we're going to have to break very quickly here because they snuck the national anthem out on us very secretly there, and we're going to take a break, get the national anthem in, then we'll be back to preview this ball game. Stick around. You're listening to Red Out Football on T107.
Are you looking for reliable electrical supplies? Look no further than Eubanks Electrical Supply. From light bulbs to circuit breakers, we've got everything you need to power up your projects. Our expert staff is ready to help you find the right tools and materials to complete your project. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional contractor, Eubanks Electrical Supply has you covered with top brands and friendly service. Stop by today in Corbin, Kentucky at 701 South Main Street or in Somerset, Kentucky at 1030 West Columbia Street and discover why Eubanks Electrical Supply has been the trusted name in electrical supply for over 60 years.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
One sip of tropical lime-flavored Mountain Dew Baja Blast will turn this into this. Your barbecue into a cabana. And your backyard into an island oasis. With a blast of tropical lime flavor, you can bring the beach vibes with you everywhere. Grab some friends and ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the do.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey folks, this is Sammy here at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, and we want you to know when you're shopping at Sammy's, you're entering a tariff-free zone. That's right, folks. 95% of the furniture sold at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress is made right here in the good old US of A. And guess what, folks? That's all 65 of our mattresses, too. Come see us today for the best quality, the best price, the best American-made furniture that you can find anywhere. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, on Sundays from 12 to 5. We've got 12 months same as cash financing if you need it, and folks, we deliver. Because when you shop local, you're also shopping American when you shop right here at Sammy's Furniture.
Built to win, born from championship DNA, Honda's 2026 CRF competition lineup is here and engineered to lead. That includes the race-proven CRF 250R and 450R, factory-tuned RWE models, and the Enduro-ready RXs. Whether you're chasing whole shots or single tracks, there's a Honda CRF made to dominate. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 US Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and ride red on a Honda built to win. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda motorcycles are for riders 16 years and older.
Dispatch. I will be stopping a high-speed, reckless driver headed from Smoky Bear's Barbecue over to the big Corbin football game.
Officer, proceed with caution. Smoky Bear's is serving up some of the best food in town. They have house-made sauces, rubs, fall-off-the-bone ribs, the best burgers you can find, and ridiculous salads.
You aren't kidding. This place has folks lined up out the door. Send every unit you can before Smoky Bear's runs out of food.
Attention all units, requesting backup at Smoky Bear's Barbecue and Catering on American Greeting Card Road.
Enjoy Smoky Bear's Barbecue 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and all your catering needs. Dine in, carry out, order online, and DoorDash.
All right, back at Campbell Field, Dave Cox and Burley Foley with you here field side. The colors leaving the field right now. Coach, good crowd on hand. Again, we have been blessed with a beautiful night for football. We've got a great game going on down at the kids' field down there. Looks like about 8 games going on at the same time. But you know a lot about both these teams, and really record means nothing here. Corbin 3-1 on the year, 1-3 for Frederick Douglass. But this looks to be on paper a great game.
It will be. Douglass, 2 of those losses, one to Trinity, one to Highlands in overtime. So don't pay any attention to the record. They're a 6A school. They're coached very well. We took a pretty good thrashing up there at Douglass last year. Corbin, on the other hand, coming off of a defeat at Pulaski, their first defeat of the year, 35-28 last week, and what was a very physical game. So I look for a little bit of the same. We're going to see more speed on the part of Douglass tonight. We really don't know which Corbin team will be, whether we'll line up and try to run it or we'll throw it some. We've done both pretty effectively.
Well, I think so. I think that was probably the surprise. After not throwing it at all at Bryan Station, Mason came out last week and had a great game. He threw the ball all over the field, over 200 yards passing, 250 yards passing and rushing combined. Had a great game. I expect to see a little bit more, but I really saw his confidence grow last week. And after a game of not throwing it at all against Bryan Station, he came out and really lit it up last week.
Well, we talked to Coach Sammons a little bit about that. He says, the way I try to coach is I'm going to do what I think is best for us to win the football game. And last week it was throwing the ball, because the week, go back to the North Laurel game, they put 8 guys in the box, tried to take the run away from us, and did at times. We came out last week. Pulaski really didn't have to put all those guys in the box. They had some bona fide studs up front, some big, huge, strong guys. So, I'm anxious to get the game started, to see what we do and see how it works out.
We're going to try and get a word maybe with Coach Sammons. It looks like he's walking out with the captain, so we're not going to be able to grab him at this moment. We may get him before the game starts. So still about 5 minutes on the clock before we kick things off. Red Hounds dressed out, coaching in a new uni. This got some new digs here. The gray on gray jerseys, gray pants, silver headgear, white numbers. A pretty good look.
I like the look. I hadn't seen that, the gray on gray, before. I don't know throughout history if they've done that or not, but it looks very good. A little hard to pick up the numbers at times anytime they use those like uniforms in my old eyes. That's not a good combination.
Yeah, we only get it right about half the time anyway. But it's like my buddy Dave King used to say, "Don't correct me because this ain't TV." so we'll just keep it right where we're at and do the best we can. But looks like Frederick Douglass dressed out, I should say, in a Miami Dolphins look. They're white on white with orange and green piping on the legs and the headgears, and they've got the name of the Broncos. So. The Broncos and the Red Hounds set to kick things off here in about 4 minutes. You know, this was the first time that we played Frederick Douglass that I know of, Coach, was when we opened our stadium 2 years ago. 6-0 win for the Red Hounds, a big goal line stand down there. One of the best games I've seen in Corbin football history. But that always resonates with me. The last year they didn't have much trouble with us on the road, and tonight I think a little more of an even game.
It was a little bit of a turning point for us last year when we went up there because we got physically beat up. They beat us up pretty good, and we came back and put things back together and played well. Very similar tonight. Last week we took it on the chin at Pulaski County to a good Pulaski team that's playing over at Johnson Central tonight. So we'll know a little bit more about Pulaski after tonight, but we're going to see some speed in this game, and you always see that when Frederick Douglass comes to town. They're coached very well. Matter of fact, Coach was a teammate of Coach Sammons's in high school at Marshall, so that's a little interesting twist. But they'll get after each other. As you mentioned, we go back to that game that we won when we opened the stadium, a tip pass by one of the twins that we had that year right at the end of the game, and we come away with a big victory. And then the history last year wasn't kind to us as we went up there and got beat. But I look for the Red Hounds to come out and play hard. You got to tackle better. If I have any critique of last week's game, we didn't tackle well enough. You'll have to tackle well tonight, or they'll be in the end zone.
We're going to get a lot of bodies around their quickness. The kid they got to really watch out for is number 6, Dakari Talbert. He's got 300 yards rushing in the 4 games. Scored 3 touchdowns, the most of anybody on their team. Looks like Frederick Douglass has won the toss. They deferred to the second half. The Red Hounds will receive the kickoff to start the game. Big student section out on the field along with the band. Let's see if we can we'll hold on to it right here to see if we get a word with the coach as he makes his way back over towards the sideline. We may not be able to do that this half, but it looks like Aliana is going to do her very best.
I think she's ready, ma'am.
I believe she's going to get the coach, so we're going to send it on down to Aliana with Coach Sammons.
Hey, Coach, how does it feel to be back at home tonight after 3 weeks on the road?
It feels like forever. So we're excited to be at home, and great atmosphere and, great just everything. Absolutely.
What are some specific areas that you're hoping to see improve tonight from last week?
No, just everything. It's week 5, so, it's every week. You want to see improvements and challenges, and we're excited about this game.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
Back to you, Dave.
All right, thank you, Aliana. Appreciate you hanging in there. She fought through some crowd down there and about 15 players to get that word in. But I tell you, we do appreciate Coach Sammons at this time. He always comes on in the mornings with us on our radio show on Saturday morning, Coach, and that's a bit of a struggle sometimes after those late nights, getting all the kids home, getting all the equipment put up. He's right there with us every Saturday, so we do appreciate him for doing that.
Yeah, and he's right in the meat of a very difficult schedule. When the schedule came out, we knew this stretch right here was going to be pretty tough. And even go back to the North Law game, just a physical game. Corbin, we can't turn the ball over. We can't play behind the chains, and we got to tackle better. If we do those 3 things, we'll be in it when the bell rings.
Well, they throw the ball pretty well as well. Jaden Guzman, the quarterback, he's got 3 touchdown passes on the year. Completing at about a 60% clip. He also runs the ball well. Second leading rusher on the team is the quarterback, Guzman. But the kid that, at least looking at the stat sheets, that Corbin's got to be very wary of is number 6, the running back, Dakari Talbert. Very quick kid. Obviously, watched him in warm-ups. He looks like he does a little bit of everything. So the Broncos coming out on the field, they brought their own cheering section with them. They ran through the paper mache at midfield as well, and here come the Red Hounds. Shortly, I would believe they're lined up and they're about ready to release the Hounds from the end zone to our left. Beautiful night for football, and again, it's just been unbelievably nice. The temperature's been beautiful. It's been dry, and not much more than you can ask for.
a 30-minute early start tonight. I'm not sure what that's about, but we are starting the game 30 minutes early. That's good, so I can get home, maybe catch a little bit of the Reds afterwards.
Yeah, we're sure pulling hard for the Reds. 2 games out of, or game and a half, I guess, out of the wild card. We need the Mets to lose and the Reds to win the next 3. That would sure make it interesting. The can has been fired. The kids are at it down in the end zone to our far right. Good crowd coming. It's always a later arriving crowd for the Red Hounds that looks like they're going to fill the stands up on the far side. Good crowd for Douglas here tonight too, Coach.
Well, they traveled pretty well. I didn't know if they would or they wouldn't, but they brought some folks down, and it's just really good atmosphere. A lot of red, not a lot to do on Friday night in small town. Wouldn't trade it for anything, but it really is. Corbin crowd filling up. A lot of those folks were on the field there for the Spirit line. They're going to find their way back in the stadium now, and hopefully we can move the ball here early, get some confidence, and win the game.
Kicker's number 80, Ronricus Barber. He's got it teed up at the 40-yard line. Back deep in the Hounds is Cole Stevens, and it looks like Trey Person. They're standing at about their own 9-yard line.
That's a little bit of a change. Usually we see Cam Estep back there. I haven't had any reports of any injury to Cam, but normally he's our deep guy on the kickoff.
Barber set to kick it away, waiting on the officials to give him the okay to do so. Red Hounds into gray-on-gray uniforms, and the Broncos white on white. Kind of a Miami Dolphins look for them. Kind of an Ohio State look for the Red Hounds, I think.
With that big red C and the gray and then this Miami Dolphin look for Frederick Douglas, it's about as colorful a game as you'll see.
It is kick on the way. Short end over end kick going to be taken on the run by Person at the 15-yard line. Starts up the left side, cuts it into the hash mark, hit and dropped at about the 25. And that's where the Red Hounds will take over and start this game first down and 10.
Frederick Douglass very big up front. They'll probably play man on the outside. I'm real anxious to see which of the offensive sets we start with.
Well, Estep was not on the kickoff team, but he is in the offensive huddle, which is good news for the Hounds. He's kind of the straw that stirs the drink for the Red Hounds. He's going to split out wide to the right side along with Zach Thomas, number 6. That's the far side of the field. Mason Salmons opens up in a shotgun, leaves it off with Stevens, left tackle, but it's got some room, scoots out to about the 28, maybe the 29-yard line before he's pushed backwards. Pretty good surge that time by the left side, Burley, of the Corbin offensive line.
Well, we got everybody spread out, and we're trying to get him one-on-one situations. Cole does a good job of finding it inside, and that time he was able to get a little bit of yardage. But again, Frederick Douglass starting in a traditional 4-4, got four guys up front, 4 linebackers.
Well, they don't lack for size, I can tell you that. That's just the eye test from here. Stevens lines up to the left side now of the quarterback. Salmons wide out to the right. Salmons going to keep himself. Quarterback draw is going to be hit and dropped almost immediately. No gain on the play. And coming right from his safety position, number 7, Brady Ross, put the hat on him.
Just a little quicker in us up front on that play. Offensively tonight, Jonathan Miller, Seth Jones going at guards. Gavin Hinkle's the center again this week. The tackles are Miles Marlowe and looks like number 56, Braxton Tolliver, starting on the offensive line for Corbin.
Akins checks into the game for Corbin. He's going to split, or lined up actually in the slot to the left side or the right side of the quarterback. Salmons is working under center on a 3rd down and 7. First series for the Red Hounds. Now they're going to back off, or Salmons will back off and get a play call from the sideline. Maybe changing his play. Play clock down to 3. He's going to have to hurry. Takes the snap. Pitches out on the right side to Estep, makes a cut. One guy to beat, and he's not going to do it. He's hit and hammered down at the 30-yard line. Lost on the play for about a half a yard maybe, and Corbin's going to have to kick it away on their first series. And there, Coach, the quickness of Frederick Douglass, very obvious on that first series.
Yeah, we were in a double wing set. They put the wing in motion, which was Estep, and we ran the option to the right side. What we've seen early in this year, when he gets that ball with that much space, he gets good gainers. But Frederick Douglass, they can close, and they close fast.
Sion Kahn, and Damon Green back deep. Person set to hit this one from just outside of his 20-yard line. Takes the snap. It's a good one. Steps into it. Long end over kick. That's going to be almost over the head of Green. He makes the catch going backwards at the 30-yard line, starts up the center field. Now reverses. There's a flag down on the play. He's going to go up the left sideline into Red Hand territory, batted knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, but that was coming back, I believe. A flag thrown on a hold, I believe, back at the 35-yard line of Frederick Douglass.
It was an illegal block in the back. We did a good job getting to the punt coverage, but, we got a break there by getting the penalty, and it was. He hit him in the back. But we got to do a better job getting people to the ball against his speed. We only had a couple people around the ball. If you don't have 4, 5, 6 guys, they're going to break some runs.
Well, that was a low-line drive kick, and Kahn caught it going back away from his goal line. He was actually going the wrong way, and it circled all the way back around and kind of reversed his field there. But Corbin did not cover that one very well at all. But the penalty is going to bail the Red Hounds out on that particular play. First down and 10 for Frederick Douglass from the 25-yard line of the Broncos. Just underway here. Dave Cox and Burley Foley with you. A couple of highly ranked teams in the state, Frederick Douglass and Corbin. The quarterback is Jaden Guzman. He's going to work out of an empty backfield. 3 wide outs to the right, 2 to the left. Guzman back to pass, dumps it off underneath. Got a receiver. The catch is made. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, spins free, and chased out of bounds near the first down there was number 5. That is Jackson Ross.
We were there to make the play, but didn't get him on the ground. Defensively tonight for Corbin, the tackles are Big Josh Goins again, along with Max Farmer. The ends are Petrosky and Malachi Brown. Linebackers, Silas Mahan, and also in their linebacker is Tayton Cox.
Check that, Coach. That was number 5 or number 6 for Dakari Talbert. That's the kid that we said we're going to have to really keep an eye on. He made a nice spin. He had his number tucked down into his pants there. He's going to take it again this time, trying the left side. He's nowhere to go. He's hit and cut down a nice tackle there in the open field by Person, and he was assisted in there by Eli Petrosky.
Well, Eli actually made that play. Person did a good job coming up and making the tackle, but Eli kept that guy inside him, and the back had to cut in there where he didn't want to. That's the way a defensive end is supposed to play that.
Well, two plays and 2 carries by Dakari Talbert. He did not get the first down. A loss on that play of about 3, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Excuse me, the first down on the initial play of the game. So it's 3rd down and 5 for the Broncos working here from there about the 30-yard line. Ball racing just shy of the 30. 9-10 to go in the half. Back to throws Guzman. Fires off the left side. Incomplete. Mix up there is that the receiver was running a post pattern, and he threw an out. So Frederick Douglass is going to have to kick it away. For what little bit I saw there, Coach, I don't know that they're going to be able to throw the ball that well. If we can handle Dakari,
he didn't look very fluid.
Okay.
He didn't look very fluid on that throw. He looked a little bit awkward, but first throw of the game too. I hope I don't have to eat my words.
No, I think it kind of got out of his hand. I agree with you, but my point was that the coverage was pretty good.
Absolutely.
9:06 to go. Douglass set to kick it away. Good snap, punt on the way. It is a high end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for back there by Estep's going to let it bounce. Gets away from it and still bouncing, and he's going to take a nice Frederick Douglass bounce all the way down to the 20-yard line. And that bouncer cost us about 10 yards, Coach.
Yeah, I felt like Cam had enough room there to catch that one, but you know that sun is coming across the post office right now.
Yes,
it could have been dead in his eyes, and I would just about be certain that sun caught him.
If there's any question, you don't try. You get away from the ball and don't touch it, you're going to get possession. So Hounds take over 1st and 10 from their 20. Their second possession, 3 and out on the first series, as was Frederick Douglass. Let's see if Corbin opens it up just a bit here. 3 runs on the initial series. 8:51 to go in the first quarter. No score as of yet. Sammons is going to move under center. Stevens set behind him about 2 yards, takes the quick handoff, runs into Pyle and hit and drop for a loss of about 2. That was a good scouting because they knew exactly where he was going. Corbin's ran to the left side with Stevens, and then they run to the right side with Estep, it seems like.
Corbin with a double wing look that we saw the first 2 games of the year where they came out. We saw it at Bryan Station. We saw it against Indiana. It looks like it don't look like we have been in that set most of the game at this point.
What we've seen most of the year, though, and I think this is probably going to be a trademark of this team, is as the game goes on, our offensive line tends to wear them down a little bit. This is a big defensive front, though, for Frederick Douglass. 2nd down and 11. Sammons takes a snap, going to throw his first pass of the year. Here comes the blitz. He's going to be chased out of the pocket. Pump fakes, going to be sacked all the way back to the 5-yard line. That's one that Mason's going to have to throw up. He's rolling to his left, and that was an awkward throw to get rid of, but that's a big loss on the play. We'll bring up third and very long for the Hounds.
I heard Tom Brady say this one time in an interview. He said great quarterbacks aren't afraid to throw it away. And that one, you've got to really get that thing out of bounds and live for another day.
Yeah, I heard something similar to that. It was some of the best passes I ever threw were incompletions on purpose. Now, that would have been about a 15-yard gain had we been able to get rid of that one. But the Hounds backed up against their own goal line, 3rd and 25. Mason's going to keep it off the right side, breaks outside, it's got some room, needs a block. He gets one, he's going to turn the corner and wrestle down. The flag comes in. They may have got a horse collar. They pulled his helmet off of him. He's going to go down to the 20-yard line, but a flag came in on top of the pile, and not sure exactly what that could be, other than a face mask. Maybe.
It's just about got to be a face mask, I think.
From that point, if it's a 10-yard face mask penalty, from that point, it's going to be take it to the 30. They're still going to be short, I believe, for the first down. So I don't think that penalty carries an automatic first down, does it?
We're getting ready to find out. That's the play. We've seen that play a lot this year. Mason basically rides the fullback, and I think it's a read play to where he has a choice to either give it or keep it. And we've had a lot of success with that.
Coach, they picked the flag up, Coach.
Tore his helmet off.
Yeah, they picked the flag up. I mean, it was important enough to throw the flag the first time. After discussion, they picked the flag up, waved it off. So Corbin's going to punt it, kicking from their own 21-yard line. Back deep is Green and Kahn.
The long snapper for Corbin, Easton Hendrickson, only a freshman.
Perkins fields it, kick on the way, high tight spiral at the right sideline is going to hit and take a nice Corbin bounce. Kahn chases it down, or Green, catches it and steps out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So a nice kick that time by Persons. He's turning into a weapon there, Coach, as a punter.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde wasn't at the show. The last one really kind of just went line drive down. Yeah. That one looked like a college punter.
Oh, yeah, that one had some nice height on it. And, of course, Trey, they ask a lot of Trey. Plays some offense, plays a lot of defense. He's also the punter, so he may not get to warm up enough punting the ball.
Malachi Zachary, Silas Mahan also playing linebacker tonight. The corners are Britton and Thomas.
Guzman is going to work out of the shotgun, leaves it off straight up the gut to Barber. Shakes and bakes a little bit, gets out to about the 30, maybe the 31, gain of about 3.5, maybe 4. Looks like they're going to mark it at 30, so let's call it 2nd and 7.
Goins and Zachary on the stop.
We saw another Barber kid earlier in the year at Bryan Station that was quick as well.
He's a nice player. They're having a tough year, but that Barber kid at Bryan Station, I really liked him.
Yeah, this Barber kid here can play as well. Guzman working out of the shotgun. Takes it, leaves it off of Talbert this time. He's going to try the left side. There may have been a hole. He's got some running room. Runs through a couple tackles all the way out to the 45-yard line. I thought Tate Cox was held there, Coach, but Talbert says nope. Big gainer, first down for the Broncos.
Well, when they come at you, they're big up front. You can't sit and wait on these. You got to gamble sometime and blow that thing up. And where we're missing some tackles is we're trying to find them in there. Don't worry about finding them. Go blow it up and somebody else will find them.
A 1st and 10 now for the Broncos from their own 45-yard line. 6 minutes and 8 seconds, clock counting. Guzman working the gun again. Back to throw, throws it off in the left flat. It's got a receiver out there. He's going to be hit and dropped. A loss on the play of about 1. That's the number 11, T.J. Stewart. Made the catch, but he was immediately engulfed by 3 Red Hounds.
Great play by Zachary. Also in on the stop was Hatfield.
The kid's coming on, Zachary, number 11. He's getting better every game.
He's going to be a good football player. He just needs time for his body to develop. He's young.
Just a sophomore, yeah. Really good baseball player. He's a catcher, a really good baseball player. Take it down to 12. Big down here for the Hounds. Need to keep them in 3rd and long. Guzman working out the shotgun. Talbert to his left in the backfield. Wide outs to both sides. Back to throws. Guzman's got some time. Fires up the right side. Almost intercepted off the fingertips of Tate Cox. But he played it well. Got a fingertip on it and prevented the Douglas kid from running under the pass. So it's going to be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Tate couldn't get his body turned around. He was still trying to backpedal. Had he been able to get his shoulders around, I think he would have picked that one off. And not only could he have picked it off, he would have had a lot of room to run had he been able to do that.
Guzman working out of the gun again. Talbot to his left. Watch a little delay to Talbot. They're going to try to get the ball in his hands, I think, here on 3rd and 12. The scoreboard hasn't caught up yet, but it is showing 2nd and 12, but it's actually 3rd. Now 3 wideouts to the right. Guzman back to throw. Pump fakes, throws down the middle of the field. Incomplete. And there's this little collision out there. Oh, my goodness. That's a terrible call. I shouldn't have said that, but it was. The wide receiver and the defensive back ran together.
Well, I thought there was contact, but it wasn't a catchable ball.
It's not going to be a first down, I don't think. I think it's a 10-yard penalty.
Not sure. The rules change from year to year, and I've got to do a better job keeping up with them.
Yeah, well, no, that's a 10-yard penalty, but they were 3rd and 12, so they're going to be short here of the first down, but they'll replay 3rd down here. Yeah, I happen to be watching that play because you could tell exactly where they were throwing the quarterback isolated in on him. We'll talk a little more about that in just a second. Guzman working out of the gun. Now it's Talbot time. They're going to hand it off to him left side, cuts it up in there. He's going to be hit and wrestled down. Then another flag on top of the play. That's probably going to be a face mask against Corbin.
It's going to be a face mask, and that's unfortunate because we played that very well. Eli and also Mahan on the stop for the Red Hounds played that pretty daggone good, but we got our hand in there. I think it was a face mask.
Well, penalties have greatly helped out the Broncos on this. That was no doubter there. But back to the play prior to that, the wide receiver just lowered his head and ran right into the defensive back. I mean,
he created the contact.
He just ran into him. Yeah. But
which is smart on his part.
It was. But you don't expect a good official to make that call. All the way down to the 36-yard line now for the Broncos. First down and 10. Guzman's going to stay in the gun. Wideouts to both sides of the field. Guzman takes it, leaves it with Talbot straight up the gut. He's got some room into the secondary. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet. He's going to be pulled down from behind. All the way down, though, to the 12-yard line. 20-yard jaunt right up the middle of the field. And this Talbot kid can play. He's a nice player.
He's got speed and he's got good vision. He's hard to find because he's not a great big kid, but he's really quick.
Yeah, he that time he hesitated in the hole and let his blocking take place before he ran right up in the mess. Going to get it off to Talbot again, left side, trying to make it around the corner. He does, lowers his head, gets a block, dives in for the end zone. I believe he's in there. No signal has been. No, they say he's forced out of bounds at about the half-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down and I guess maybe no, it's going to be actually 1st and goal from about the half-yard line.
This must be the left side night because we've attacked them to the left most of the game, and they're attacking us to the left.
Well, both those the two prior plays very well blocked. And he doesn't, Talbot doesn't need much of a hole. So 1st and goal here from the 1. They leave it off with Talbot. He dives into the melee, and it looks like he's into the end zone. There's the signal, touchdown. Frederick Douglass on the board first, 6-0 lead for the Broncos. 4:45 to go here in the first quarter of play. Let's see how Corbin answers here, Coach. Into the game, number 10, the kicker. Excuse me, number 80, the kicker.
Well, they got big breaks. They got 2 big major penalties on that drive. We played pretty good at times, but we just got to tackle better.
Had him 3rd and 12, and the quarterback overthrew the receiver about 25 yards, and that was the difference in that. But Rodriguez Barber on to kick it. On the way is the kick. It looks like it is good, and it is. Low line drive, but it did clear the crossbar. 7-0 lead for Frederick Douglass. 4:45 to go in the first period of play. We'll take a break, then we'll be back to Campbell Field. Stick around. This is Red Hound Football on T107.
Are you looking for reliable electrical supplies? Look no further than Eubanks Electrical Supply. From light bulbs to circuit breakers, we've got everything you need to power up your projects. Our expert staff is ready to help you find the right tools and materials to complete your project. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional contractor, Eubanks Electrical Supply has you covered with top brands and friendly service. Stop by today in Corbin, Kentucky at 701 South Main Street or in Somerset, Kentucky at 1030 West Columbia Street and discover why Eubanks Electrical Supply has been the trusted name in electrical supply for over 60 years.
All right, back at Campbell Field, Dave Cox and Burley Foley with you, Coach. When this happened over at Pulaski County, we ran the kickoff back to get right back in the game immediately. So,
well, you have to respond. Offensively, we've not looked sharp. We've attempted one pass, I think, and got sacked on it. We just got to be a little sharper.
Kick on the way, low line drive going to be taken on one hop by Person. Starts at the left side, reverses field up the sideline, turns the corners, got a block out over the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Good run back there. He ran 60 yards and picked up 10, but that was a good Good job by a person trying to get around that corner, and good coverage actually by the Broncos as well.
Thus far in the game, the biggest thing I see is you can distinctively tell the difference in their speed and our speed. We've got to find a way to match or offset that. We're not going to be able to match it. We've got to offset that with something. We've got to find something that we can do well here to move the football.
I'd like to see us get the ball in Cam's hand in space somewhere. Maybe the wide receiver screens, the jet sweep somehow. But I don't know that I see Cam on the field right now. Yeah, there he is. He's on the flanked out to the left side along with Tate and Cox out there. And Cole Stevens in the backfield. Mason's direct has been traffic, but there's working out the gun, takes the low snap, looks to throw it, rolling to his right. He's in a bit of trouble. He's going to have to get rid of it. Throws it out, intended for number 13 out there. That was Lucas Britton, and incomplete. And the pressure right now, Coach, is forcing Salmons to rush his throws.
Yeah, when he catches the ball, he's immediately starting to move his feet. And he doesn't, for a lot of us armchair quarterbacks, you go, well, this guy's open or that guy's open. When you're on the run, it's hard to see anybody open.
Well, you got to figure out what you can do to slow that rush down. Maybe a screen, a draw, something like that right here. Maybe a middle screen to our tight end.
We're going to have to do something.
Yeah. Salmons working out of the shotgun. 7-0 lead for Frederick Douglass. 4:28 to go in the quarter. Salmons back to throw. Throws it across the middle. It's going to be incomplete, or was it caught? No, it's incomplete. Trying to get that little quick hitter to E-step there. It looks like, I think I'm going to say he caught it. Was a short gainer just out over the 30 to the 31. About a gain of 4, so we'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Well, with the pressure we're getting inside, we're going to have to find some things quick. And I think that's what Coach was trying to do there.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think there's any. Cam is very capable of slipping one tackle, then he's off to the races. Big 3rd down here for Corbin. Salmon's working out of the gun again. Got a little time this time. Sets up, fires across the middle. Has got a receiver out there. It is incomplete. Batted down. That pass intended for Britton out there, and Corbin's going to have to kick it away.
Yeah, a little bit low, but again, pressure. We're going to have to slow the pressure down.
That was actually the most. I mean, he was still under pressure, but that was the least that we've had this time. He didn't have to chase out of the pocket, but
yeah, he could get his feet set and get something on the ball. It was a little bit low, but probably a catchable ball.
Yeah, the coverage was really good. They had 2 guys around him, so person in to kick away. He's been the busiest Red Hound so far tonight. His 3rd punt already of the first quarter. Douglas on top 7-0. Back deep is Green and Cone. Well, that's a bad kick off the right side of his foot. He almost missed that one. It's going to roll out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Corbin, and that's going to be about an 11-yard punt, Coach.
Yeah, Trace, he's catching that thing and just kicking it like you would a soccer ball. He needs to go ahead and step into that thing because he probably can get a roughing penalty, but I think he's a little too quick with it.
Well, so far, this game has not started out the way the Hounds faithful had hoped that it would. Been a long time since we've been at home. Opened up with the win here over Linton Stockton out of Indiana in the Pigskin Classic. They've been on the road for 3 in a row, so maybe Corbin feeling the jitters just a little bit here in front of the home crowd. Big home crowd, by the way. Stands full on the other side. Guzman gives it off to Talbert straight up the middle. He's hit that time and pulled down, but not before he drags a couple tacklers all the way to the 40-yard line, gain of 4.
Big Malachi Brown. Also, Max Farmer.
I tell you, Talbert showed me something there. Malachi had a hold of him pretty good. He took him for 2 yards with him. He's low to the ground, a very strong kid.
Oh, they've got good kids. They're talented. They've got really good kids.
And they're not worried about a 1-3 record either.
No,
that doesn't concern them in the least. This is a team that's got an eye on the bigger prize. Moving up front, Corbin jumped off sides. That's Goins that got a head start, and that's going to make second down much easier at 2nd and 2. Corbin just not sharp right now.
No, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but we've had 4 penalties in the game, and only one of them maybe a little questionable.
And it's been equal opportunity. That not played very well on either side of the ball to this point. Still just down 7-0. 3:05 to go in the first quarter. Guzman set to take the snap, leaves it off with Talbert again, lowers his head. This time he's hit and stacked up. That play blown up, as you call it, Bertie. 52 in there for Corbin on the initial hit. That was Tyson Blaylock.
Yeah, Tyson did a good job, got penetration, made them alter the play to the left, and then Tayton Cox come and cleaned it up from the outside. Tayton playing pretty well, or appears to be at this point.
He's been around the football multiple times in this game, so big third down here, 3rd and 2 for Frederick Douglass, working from the Corbin 36-yard line, probably 4-down territory for the Broncos. Guzman getting his play call from the sideline now. Back set to go. Drops to pass. Fires long down the left sideline. He's got a man out there. It's going to be well overthrown out of bounds. Pretty strong arm that time by the young man. He let it go from the 40 and settled it down to about the 5 in the air, but well overthrown and out of bounds. So 4th and 2. That's a product of knowing they're going to go for it here on this down.
Well, he had us beat. He had us beat. He just missed outside.
Well, we say that, Coach, and they're making wholesale changes. Now they're bringing everybody back to the sideline. Play clock running at 3, running inside 25 seconds now, or 20 seconds, excuse me. They're setting up to punt this thing on 4th and 2 from the Corbin 36.
I believe I'd play a fake.
Well, I'm going to be surprised if they punt it, but I hope I am. Here's the snap. The punter's going to step into it and does punt it. Punts it off the right side, high, takes a nice bounce. Boy, you couldn't have angled that one any better. It's going to roll all the way down to the 1-yard line, maybe the half-yard line. Now, a great play call by Coach McPeak there as their punter nails it down to the half-yard line where Corbin will take over 1st down and 10.
I would have never dreamed they would have punted that football, but I thought, quite honestly, I thought it was going to be a fake, but as it turns out, it was a great call by the coach.
They're going to place it at the 2-yard line, it looks like. Well, somewhere between the, from my vantage point, somewhere between the 1 and the 2, about the 1.5-yard line. So Corbin with their backs against the wall here, trailing 7-0, 2:06 to go in the first quarter of play.
Be nice for a 98-yarder.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody break it. I'd like to see the ball in Aiken's hands. Maybe they don't know as much about Aikens as we do, but he's very capable of taking it the whole way. Sanders moves up under center. Is going to lower his head. Just quarterback sneaks it out. Gets out near the 5-yard line. Good run that time by Mason. A pretty good surge by the Corbin offensive line. Probably going to mark him down at the 4, but that does get Corbin a little bit of breathing room.
Just trying to create some room. We must have been right on the 6-inch line. It said the 2, but it looked pretty.
I thought
pretty
they
close to the end zone.
I thought it was inside the 1, but again they're out at the 5. It's going to bring up 2nd down, and they gave him about 4 yards. So 2nd and a long 6. Clock moving, 1:50 to go in the first quarter. Corbin trails 7-0. Hounds have the ball deep in their own territory. 2nd down and 7. Sammons moves up under center. Takes it, leaves it off left side with Stevens. He's going to be stacked up and pushed all the way back into the end zone. Forward progress may have gotten him back to the line of scrimmage.
That was Jack Jackson in at quarterback then, Dave. I know it's hard to pick that up. And
yeah,
Jack
I did not
is
see
number 5. I don't know if Mason's banged up or what's going on, but that's Jack Jackson in at quarterback.
Well, I see Mason. I think I see him over on the sideline now that you mention that. Here
he comes.
Yeah, now he's back in the game, yeah. Might have had an equipment problem or something, I don't know. So Corbin looking at 3rd down and 5 from their own 7-yard line. Clock moving. We'll be under a minute when this play gets started here. Stevens to the right now, wideouts to both sides. Back to throw with Sammons. Fires up the left sideline. Got a receiver out there, incomplete. No flags on the play. Overthrown just a little bit. Now, there was a little contact there, but pass intended out there for E-step. Maybe Aikens, he was in the area as well, but Hounds are going to have to kick it out of their own end zone.
Well, Corbin not afraid to throw it down there deep. That's a good sign. But, again, we had a guy in the middle there. He got tangled up. It wasn't a penalty. We'd like for it to have been called one, but he just got tangled up with the defender.
Yeah, that would have been a nice one to get back. That was a chance for them to get even there, Coach. 52 seconds to go in the quarter. 7-0 lead for Frederick Douglass. Person staying in the middle of his own end zone takes the snap, got some time, gets the kick away, much better kick. This is a high, tight spiral, drives Green all the way back to the 50. Starts off the left side's got some room, but he turns the corner. He's got a full head of steam. 20-10 is going to take it down near the goal line. He's pushed out of bounds. And they just traded places with the Hounds. They're going to have it 1st and 10 at about the 7-yard line. That kid can run.
I seen that developing. We didn't get down there. Our coverage, I don't want to say Trey out-kicked the coverage, but we didn't have people there to make the stop.
No, that was he was virtually untouched until they're going to place him down at about the 8-yard line. He was chased out of bounds, but he showed some excellent speed there. Great run back and not very good coverage by the Hounds. Trey got a much better punt off that time.
Very good punt, just not very good coverage.
39 seconds to go in the quarter. Talbert set to the left of Guzman, the quarterback. They're going to give to Talbot straight up the gut. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield. Nice tackle that time by Malachi. Number 11, the sophomore linebacker, came in and dropped him for a yard loss.
Good penetration. We're bringing those guys off the corners. I mean, when you do that, that means your offensive line's got to play well. In other words, those outside linebackers they're going to force the ball back inside. So then the middle backer and the 2 defensive tackles, they have to make plays.
Well, all right, they're going to let the clock wind down. That will bring to a close 1 quarter play. 7-0 lead for Frederick Douglass. The Broncos are threatening though when they return 2nd down and 8 from the Corbin 8. We'll be back after this short timeout. Stick around. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
All right, back at Campbell Field. Corbin trails Frederick Douglass 7-0 here. The Hounds have their back against the wall here also, Coach. 2nd down and goal from the 8-yard line for Frederick Douglass.
Well, Douglass has hurt us with speed. They hurt us on the punt return, and we saw a big gainer earlier, too, that set up the touchdown. But we're shooting ourselves in the foot. We've had some opportunities. We just not made the plays.
Officials step in. Oh, we've got some we had a presentation there at halftime, so the officials letting the students get off the field. And they're not in any hurry. they're moving in slow motion, getting off the field. They're not giving Corbin maybe a little extra time out, break the momentum maybe of Frederick Douglass. Coach McPeak and Coach Salmons, as Burley mentioned in the pregame, they were teammates at Marshall University. So they've got some history with one another.
And that's back when Marshall rose up again, but during that era, that's the Brian Leftwich era, if I'm not mistaken. They played pretty good football at that time.
And Marshall's been good for a long time. Well, Guzman in the shotgun. One back to his left side, back to the throw. Guzman fires for the end zone. He's got a man touchdown. Boy, nice crossing pattern right there, and the kid broke wide open across the middle. That's 85, I believe, Gentry. I mean, I had a little trouble picking up the number, but he was wide open. And 8-yard touchdown pass will extend the lead for Frederick Douglass 13-0.
That's a great call from upstairs because we were bringing people and they knew we were going to bring pressure. And basically what happened is the receiver just replaced where the pressure came from for the touchdown.
Actually, it was 86, I believe. I've got my number. Yeah, I've got my eye on the kid. 86. Be sure and get his name right. That was Kane Pointer. Extra point attempt forthcoming on the way. This one is going to have to hurry, and it's partially blocked, but it got over the crossbar. Well, that one may have hit the crossbar and bounded through, but that will extend the lead to 14-0. We'll just hold on to it here during the break, Burley. I don't see the traditional excitement maybe that we've seen in the prior 4 games, and I know that this is a kind of team, a big, strong team that has this kind of quickness, can really take the air out of your sails, so to speak. But I think Corbin had to have known to look beyond that 1-3 record. This team's played 3 of the better teams in the state, and they're always good.
You can kind of blame it on the schedule or blame it on this or that or whatever. And anytime you play people that are 6A that have a great reputation and are well coached, as Frederick Douglass is, you're going to struggle in some areas, but you're 1,000% right. If we don't get pretty excited here and start flying to the football, we're going to have – it could be a very long night for us.
We look like a punching bag right now, so it's time for us to to wake up just a bit. And listen, plenty of time left. We're just 5 seconds into the second quarter. We're just down 2 touchdowns and getting ready to get the ball. Kickoff on the way. It's going to be fielded on the hop by Person. On the left side, starts back up the right, hesitates, trying to get around that right corner, is not going to make it. They lower the boom on him at the 15, and that will be, again, that was a little bit of a misplay there because that ball hopped right at his feet, and he had to catch it and get control of it, and then by that time the gates were open.
Well, when teams are faster than you, you're not going to outrun them to the sideline. The best way to attack people that are faster than you is go right at them, and that's what we're not doing. We're trying to outrun these guys. We're not going to outrun them.
Well, this is a challenge for the offensive line right now, the way I see it. We're going to have to just grind this thing out 3 or 4 yards at a time if we have to. 1st and 10 from the 16 for the Hounds. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve. Salmons takes it. It's going to keep it himself. He lowers his head, fights off the left side, maybe a yard or a yard and a half. Not much room there at all. Their linebackers converge quickly. 2nd down and long for Corbin.
We just got to get some momentum offensively. We look out of sync. We're pressured. We're not able to have time to throw the ball, or we haven't up until this point. We got to put together a good drive and find out something that we can do good to try to get us excited and build some momentum.
Salmon's working in the gun, brings E-step in motion. They hand it off to him on the jet sweep. He's got a little room. Cam picking his way up the right sideline. Be chased out of bounds out over the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Gain of about 8 there. He's going to be close to a 1st down. That will depend on the spot. Looks like they're going to mark him just a touch shy, 3rd and 1.
Well, he's the guy that's got to answer Frederick Douglass' speed in this thing, and that was a jet sweep to the right side, as you called it. But one thing about Cam is what he lacks in speed, he has great feet and great vision of the football field, and he showed that right on that play.
Excuse me, Coach, are we ever going to throw off of that set? I mean, I would have to believe that at some point in time they're going to hand that thing to Cam, and he's going to step back and just fire it.
Well, he can throw it.
Because he can throw it. He's also a very good athlete, so we know he could. The problem is Cam can't throw it and catch it. 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Sam is going to keep it, trying to get the 1st down. Fights his way over the lines, got it all the way out to the 32-yard line, gain of about 7. That's a nice push by the offensive line, and that's what we've seen Salmons do. He lowers his head, and let me tell you what, he's a hard-nosed guy.
He's a tough kid, and very correctly called. Good push by the offensive line. Just got to keep grinding this thing out.
I'm not sure. I think that's Corbin's first down of the game. My stat man's still shaking their head. Yes. Actually, I don't have a stat man. Do you got one, Coach?
No, I don't.
I don't either. I believe it is the first down, though. E-step in motion out to the right side. They're going to call a penalty on Corbin. I believe his flags come down and stop the play. I think that was probably 2 guys in motion. No, they're going to say that it. Yeah, no, that's exactly what they're going to say. They walked out there like they're going to walk it off against Frederick Douglass and turned around and reverse their field. So this is what's tough for Corbin, playing behind the sticks right here. 2nd 15's tough.
You can't play behind the sticks against people that are more talented than what you are. We had good momentum there, and once again shot ourselves in the foot. Offensive line was getting a little push. Mason made a nice run. Cam made a good run to the outside. Just got to stay right after them.
E-step and Cox to the slot to the left. Now they ring E-step in motion. I'm going to give it to him again on that jet sweep to the short side of the field. Is hit, shakes a tackle, then fights out for a gain of about 3 yards. Will bring up 3rd, and I'm going to say about 12. Clock moving, 9:50 to go in the first half of play. 14-0. Frederick Douglass on top.
Well, laterally, you'll catch them every now and then where you can get a play here and there. But to me, I think we got to go right straight at them because they're just so quick on the outside. We're not going to be able to outrun them, and they're not only can you not outrun them, but when you're quicker than the other team, that allows them to get a lot of people to the ball. But when you run dead at them, it's harder.
2nd and about 13. Sam is going to take it, throws it off on the right side. He's got a receiver out there. It's caught, but he is immediately hammered to the ground. I believe that was Akins that made the catch out there short of the 30-yard line, so Corbin's going to have to kick it away again here. Or is that just 3rd? No, it's 3rd down. I'm sorry. That was because of the penalty, I guess. Well, we got to replay the penalty. I'm sorry. 3rd and 11.
As you can see, we're having to unload that thing quick because they're playing us man. They're not playing zone because that gives them an extra guy in the box.
Salmons directing traffic, gets Cole Stevens to his left now, steps back to throw. Here comes the rush. He's in some trouble. Fires it long down the right side. He's got a receiver right there, and it's going to be intercepted. Incredible catch. What an interception out there by number 15. Boy, that was a one-handed catch, but he batted around. You know, and honestly, that was a beautiful play by Toby Robinson. But the truth is, that acts just like a punt if you're Corbin. And probably I would rather do that than have to punt to him.
I was thinking the same exact thing. Probably got a break there. Well, it would have been nice if we could have caught it. It had a little contact, but I don't think it was a penalty. Salmons threw an interception, but he did a good job just getting it off.
Well, yeah, he fired it. He threw it a long way. He's at 15, threw it all the way to their 40 and 45. Actually, they're 45, 35. I'll get it right in a minute. So that ball was in the air for a long time. But again, that's probably as good as we would have done on a punt anyway. We need our defense needs to make a stop here. 8:37 to go in the first half. 14-0 lead for Frederick Douglass. Guzman's going to move. I was going to stay working in the shotgun. Excuse me. Takes it, flags are down. Guzman's got a lot of room up the middle. They're going to blow this play dead before it gets going as a illegal procedure called against Frederick Douglass. I think they had two guys in motion at that time.
Well, Corbin's got plenty of time. We've got to find what we can do against them, and because we're getting too much pressure to be able to set back like we were able to last week and throw the ball. Laterally, we're struggling. Screens, draws, things like that. I think we're going to have to take a look at.
Here's a snap. Guzman's going to keep himself. Hurdles somebody. That's a penalty. He jumped over a pile of players, and they're not going to call it, but that was clearly hurdling.
It was for us.
It was in the state championship game. Yeah. I can tell you that.
If you remember.
Yeah, I remember it well. Every time I see a kid leap over a pile of bodies, I get a sick feeling in my stomach.
Corbin still with the starters they started with, Malachi Brown, Petrosky, the ends. Inside is Goins and also Blaylock.
Second down and 9. Guzman takes it. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to hand it off, a little inside handoff, and he's going to be hit and dropped for a loss on the play. That one kind of blew up from the get-go.
Good pressure by Petrosky and Brown. They're crashing. They're trying to force Douglass inside and doing pretty good. We got when they do that, we got to tackle, and we did on that specific play. Coming in the game and is playing pretty well right now is Tyson Blaylock. He's really getting a lot of penetration.
Third down and 12 now for Frederick Douglass from their own 32. Be a big stop here if the Hounds could come away with this one. Still 7 minutes to go. Plenty of time, but the Hounds can get the football back. Guzman takes it, fires up the left side. He's got a receiver out there. He makes the catch at the 40. Going to be hit and dropped right at the 40-yard line. Needed to make the 44 for the first down, so let's see if they're going to – we got to be 3rd and 2 here. Nope. No, there it is. Okay, I thought it was 4th down, but the coach was signaling 4th down and about 4 yards. They're going to punt it away, it looks like, Coach.
Good break for us. Corbin going to get the ball back here and should get decent field position based on what I've seen the punter do.
Yeah, we need to return a punt here. We need to. We've let 2 bounce, and both times it's cost us about 40 yards combined. We need to field this thing and take it back. I'm not sure we don't. I kind of like the way they do it. They put 2 guys back deep, and that way they can't kick away from you because they're trying to kick it away from Cam. This one's straight up the left sideline, up in the air, out of bounds. That one bounced, actually flew out of bounds on the flight, did not even hit on the playing field at about the 40-yard line maybe.
It'd be great field position with a lot of time to be able to push this thing in. I mean, football is not a complicated game. My body's got to move your body. I've got to run straight ahead or laterally quicker than you can catch me. And that's what we got to do here. We got to put some bodies on bodies and knock them off the football.
That sounds like tag, Coach.
Well,
on the playground at school.
Well, it kind of is in a way.
That sounds like tag, yeah. Just the guy with the ball's it, right? Mm-hmm. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Hounds. They need to drive in the worst way here. Trailing 14-0, 6:27 to go in the half. Tight set right in behind the quarterback. Going to give it off to E-step again. Tries the right side, lowers his head, pounds it forward for maybe 3 yards, 2.5 anyway. That's that tight set with Stevens maybe 2 yards behind the quarterback. They brought E-step in motion, handed it to him off that right side. We've ran E-step to the short side of the field almost exclusively tonight.
It's a double wing set with a fullback, and what we're hoping is to get some mileage off the fullback. We've had the result here to giving it to him laterally when the other games we've seen Cole's been able to have some room inside, and it's not been there tonight.
Britton wide to the left side, handoff straight up the gut. This is Stevens again. Now he lowers his head that time, picks up about 4 yards maybe. We'll bring up third and 3.
He's a good hard runner.
He is a hard runner.
He's a good hard runner.
The scoreboard shows 3rd and 3. It's closer to 3rd and 4. He didn't quite get the spot that I thought he had. He's going to go out the game right now, and looks like is Corbin going to take a timeout here.
Big play for first down. Biggest play of the game so far for Corbin. We've got to get some momentum back.
Corbin breaks the huddle. Salmons moves up under center. 3rd down, and let's call it a long 3. He's going to keep it himself, follows up the fake right up into the hole off the right side. He's going to be close to the first down. I believe he got it. He's got over the 50-yard line, needed to make the 50, so the officials say move the chains.
Yeah, when I first saw the official mark it, I thought, uh-oh, but then we got a second mark there that got us the first down.
On the 49-yard line, I think the second first down of the game for Corbin, so
you think about how difficult that is to mark that thing in a big pile like that. I know a lot of people fuss about that, but I mean, it's almost impossible to tell where it really is.
Yeah. I thought they had an excellent spot on that play, Coach. 14-0, Corbin trailing, 4:42 to go in the first half of play. 1st and 10 for the Hounds, ball resting just over the 50-yard line in Frederick Douglass territory. Handoff on the counter play to E-step. He shakes and bakes and hit and drop for a loss of a yard on the play. They're just nowhere to go. They definitely know where Cam's at all the time.
Well, what's happened, they have the luxury of having teams that are faster than you can play man. And when you can play man, typically you could get another guy in the box. And then they're putting so much pressure on Mason that we don't have time to throw the ball. And so penetration, they're getting penetration almost every play with that quickness.
2nd down and 12 now for Corbin. Ball now on the Corbin side of the 50 at the 49. Sam is going to move back up under center again, leaves it off straight up the gut with Stevens. He lowers his head, pushes the pile all the way down inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line. Great run that time. I believe that was Cole, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Well, I rest my case. When people are quicker than you, go straight at them. And Coach Amos Miller always said that, and I believe it.
Well, it gets Corbin back in the game here, or back in the series at 3rd and about, it says 4, probably a little closer to 4.5, but Corbin probably with 3:25 to go in the half, trailing by 14, probably in 4-down territory. But I kind of like that set, and I have to believe they can throw out of that set at some point in time because they're just crashing down as soon as he gives that thing to Stevens. Same set, wings both sides. Now they send E-step in motion. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. Salmons turns it up inside right tackle. He's got some room. Going to be close to the first down based on the – now they're going to move the chains. They're going to say based on the mark on the official on this side of the field, he picked it up. So Corbin, two first downs in a row here.
Well, we're starting to identify we're able to move the ball right at them. So what will happen, hopefully, is we can do some stuff off that. But we have to keep this established to be able to do the sweeps and some of the other stuff.
I just noticed the new sign up over on the press box. That's nice, huh?
Looks excellent.
Yeah. Corbin Red Hounds in illuminated letters over there in the press box. That's a good look. Salmons moves under center, sends E-step in motion again. They give it off to Cam. He's going to turn the corner, breaks a couple tackles, and gets it out for a short gain of about 3 maybe off the right side. It bumped out of bounds over there. Stops the clock with 2:33 to go in the half.
Plenty of time. We've got all the timeouts. Just got to keep pushing them off the ball, body on body, and push them off the ball.
We just need something to happen to let us believe at halftime we get back in this thing.
Absolutely.
Even if we can get into Witherington's range and knock a field goal in, that would help a lot. But 2:33 to go. This is a slow way to score 3 or 4 yards at a time, but I believe that's our best bet right now. Salmons moves under center, leaves it off straight up the gut. Stevens moves the pile, lowers his head, continues to fight for it. That's a tough young man. He gets it all the way down to the 30-yard line, gain of about 4.5. Bring up third down and about 4, I think. 3rd down 3, actually.
Well, unfortunately, if we would have been able to done this a little earlier in the quarter, would have gave us time for this type of offense. But at some point, we're going to have to throw the ball just simply because time's running out. We do have all the timeouts left, though, according to my stat man.
Yeah, 3rd down and 2. Actually, we got a really nice spot that time. The ball all the way down to the 30-yard line. So obviously 2-down territory, not quite in field goal range yet. Salmon's going to stay under center. Send E-step in motion. They're going to give Cam again. He tries that right side. He's going to be hit in hand. Well, there's a late hit.
That's got
to draw a flag. Come on, guys. Did not, though. Well, he was whoever the ball carrier was over there, the blocker over there with E-step he got hit on the other side of the white line, the out-of-bounds line.
Coach is expressing his displeasure with that, but that was, without question, that was a late hit.
And it's not going to be called, though, and the gain on the play is not going to be enough for the first down. That's the problem there, I think. So Corbin's going to have a 4th down upcoming here and about a yard to pick up the first down. If they don't get this first down here, that's maybe the call of the half for sure. 1:42 to go. Salmons looks like he's going to work out the shotgun, still getting his play from the sideline. Clock is stopped at 1:42 because he was pushed out of bounds, but the play clock is down to 7 seconds, and we're still moving around here. Now Sam's moved under center, going to get it off. Takes it, keeps it himself, works off the right side, slides forward and gets the first down, I believe. Boy, he looked like he was going to be stopped, Coach, and he just kind of turned sideways and lunged forward, and I believe he picked up the first down. Yeah, the official says move the chains, guys.
He's a hard-nosed runner. He really is. He takes a lot of punishment. He lacks in size a little bit. For your prototype quarterback, he does anyway. I mean, high school quarterback, he's plenty big enough.
Very patient run. Samuels moves back up under center now. Leaves it off the left side. They're going to run Stevens off of or to the other side of the offensive line. Been running everything pretty much exclusively to the right side. That time they tried the left side, picks up a gain of about 4 or 5. The clock is their biggest enemy now, down to 1:20 to go. They're moving the ball well. It's been a very deliberate drive here, but Hounds need some points badly. Salmons takes it, leaves it off second back through Z-step, sidesteps a tackler, gets it inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line, gain of 4.
Well, I start thinking about timeouts here pretty quick.
You would think of the clock winding, a minute exactly to go now, under a minute. Third and about 2 from the 19-yard line. Corbin's their best chance to score thus far in the game. They certainly don't need to squander this. They are getting close to field goal range. I would say that now, though. Pitch out right side. He steps short side of the field. He's going to lose yardage. He's hit and hammered back to the 24-yard line. Loss of about 5 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down now and, about 7. 6 maybe.
Yeah, that was a total collapse. Douglas, they're being pretty smart. What they're doing is both these wings that we set out there, if they go in motion, that guy's coming right now. And then they're sliding to the motion a little bit, and that kind of outmans us over there.
Well, that was a gang tackle. They had 3 guys around E-step. Corbin's going to take one of their timeouts here with 40 seconds to go in the 40 seconds to go in the half. You know, I thought he lost more. They're going to say it's 4th and 5. I thought he was about 4th and 8, maybe even 9. But it's 4th and 5, so makeable here on the 4th down. That they're going to have to pull out their best play right here as the Hounds are gathered up over there on their sideline around Coach Salmons. See what they could come up with. We'll just keep it right here during the break. 14-0 lead for Frederick Douglass. Corbin's deepest penetration into Bronco territory all night long was the 19. They're back at the 21 now. I think we got a pretty nice spot on that play there, Coach.
We did. I thought he lost yardage, but he got hit, and I thought he was out of bounds, and he ran forward a little bit. It must not have been out of bounds from my vantage point. But we're a long way from that sideline.
Well, they hit him back at the 25, and that's where I thought they were going to take him down at. So in the melee, I kind of missed the spot, but we'll certainly take the break. 40 seconds to go. 4th down and 5 for Corbin from the 21-yard line of Frederick Douglass. 14-0 lead for the Broncos. Obviously, it's an understatement to say this is the big play. This is certainly the play of the half. Sam is going to work out of the shotgun. He's got wideouts, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. And Stevens flanking him to his right. That's the short side of the field. Salmons barks out signals, takes it back to throw. Looking, rolls to his right, Ball fake's going to keep it himself, shakes and bakes, dives down near he is hammered down into the 7-yard line, but I believe he picked up the first down, Coach.
He's going to be really close.
And I'm going to tell you what, he took a shot, popped right back up. Yeah, they're moving to change. That's for their first and goal. Clock winding at 33 seconds to go. Let's see if Corbin takes the timeout here.
He should have got out of bounds. We shouldn't have to. I think he was out of bounds, wasn't he?
You're right. The clock is stopped at 33 seconds, so you're probably right.
Yeah, you don't want to take one out of bounds.
No, I didn't think he got out, but evidently he did. So 1st and 10 from the 13. Hounds can't pick up a first down at the 3-yard line. 33 seconds to go. Sam's going to work out of the shotgun. Stevens to his right. Flips over to the left side now. Mason back to throw, rolls right, dumps it off underneath. He looks like he's got a receiver right there. It's going to be caught inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line, gain up about 6. That's Britton, I believe, or was that?
I couldn't tell.
May have been Akins. I'm not sure. I thought I had I believe it was Akins, number 30. I saw 3. It's either 13 or 30. But at any rate, 2nd and 6. Corbin threatening here. 15 seconds to go. Clock winding. Sammons takes it. Back to throw, rolling to his right. Short side of the field. Is going to keep it himself. Chased out of bounds. Back at about the 9-yard line. Maybe a loss of a yard.
I don't know if do we have timeouts left?
I'm trying to. I thought we had one left, but evidently not.
Well, the little squiggly here on the scoreboard, does that mean we got a timeout left?
That's what I thought. That's what I was looking at, but I can't believe we wouldn't have used one there because we spent some time there. But we've got 2 plays to try to get it in, but we've only got 6 seconds. We're working from the 10-yard line, so we're going to have to throw something into the end zone here.
It's a good time to find one of them big guys.
Be nice to find a tight end right here. You're exactly right, Coach. I don't know. Do you? Maybe try the wide receiver screen. That was a timeout taken by Douglas. So they're going to talk things over. So we'll hold on to it right here. Just 6 seconds before the half. 14-0. Corbin trailing, but the Hounds are threatening 3rd down and 7 from the 10-yard line. Might as well be 3rd and goal because there's barring a defensive penalty, this will be the last play of the half.
Well, the good news is we've shown that we can move the ball. And that started out with running, some little traps inside and the fullback. And then we got ourselves in a situation because of the clock where we had to go away from that. So hopefully, if we can get in right here, then it's a different game. It should give us some momentum, encourage us, and now Douglas will get the ball to start the second half. But we can't keep putting ourselves in a situation where we got to throw the ball. We've got to run it and then throw it when we want to. We can't throw it because we have to.
The best thing that we've done is in this drive here, even if we don't score, is that we've kept our offense off the field because they were moving the ball pretty well against us there. Now, Corbin should take at least a measure of confidence into the locker room, even if they don't get it in the end zone. But sure would be nice to maybe the officials can help us out a little bit here, Coach.
It's always nice.
We're ready to go. Salmon's in the shotgun. Rolls to his right, short side of the field, looking, sets up.
Got him.
He's going to have to get rid of it. Throws it to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. That will bring to a close the first half of play. We're going to try to get a word with Coach Salmons after the half as they come back out. But we're going to break, get some sponsor time in. 14-0. Hold on a second. We're going to hold on just a second. It looks like the
official's going to make some kind of announcement here. I'm hoping that we got another second.
They're going to put a second back on the game clock. You're exactly right, Coach.
Well, it gives you
one more shot at the end zone.
I wasn't watching the clock. I was watching the play.
I was watching the play because I was trying to see if anybody caught the ball because it was thrown up the right sideline, kind of in the corner. But the down is.
We're going to kick a field goal.
They bring Witherington in to attempt a field goal. It's going to be he's going to hit it from about the 27-yard field goal. So Sebastian Witherington on to attempt the field goal, I should say. High snap, fielded cleanly. Witherington's kick is on the way. Boy, it looked good. No good. He hooked it right. Boy, I tell you.
I just hooked it.
That's a tough break. He had a bad angle. He was on that right hash mark over there. So Corbin scoreless in the first half. They had a shot there at the end of the quarter, but unable to get any points on the board. 14-0. Frederick Douglass on top of that. We'll take a break, then be back. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey folks, this is Sammy here at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, and we're having a big floor model clearance sale. We put red tags all over all the stuff that's just got to go, and they're all deeply discounted. So if you're looking to save big, now's the time. Hey, it's all on sale, folks, and if you see something that doesn't have a red tag, ask somebody that works here, because I bet it's on sale too. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. We're located just 5 minutes from downtown Corbin. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, on Sundays from 12 to 5. We've got 12 months same as cash financing, and folks, we deliver. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Ready to start the fun? Honda CRF trail bike lineup is built for riders of all ages and sizes. Start small with the beginner-friendly CRF 50F, step up to the electric start 110F, or go bigger with the CRF 125F, available in standard and big wheel versions. They're rugged, reliable, and built for off-road fun. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 US Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and get the whole family riding with Honda CRF trail bikes. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda off-road bikes are recommended for riders of appropriate age and skill level.
Dispatch. I will be stopping a high-speed reckless driver en route from Smoky Bear's barbecue to the Big Corbin ball game.
Officer, proceed with caution. Smoky Bears is serving up some of the best food in town. They have house-made sauces, rubs, fall-off-the-bone ribs, catfish, and ridiculous salads.
You weren't kidding. This place has folks lined up out the door. Send every unit you can before Smoky Bears runs out of food.
Attention all units requesting backup at Smoky Bears Barbecue and Catering on American Greeting Card Road.
Enjoy Smoky Bears Barbecue 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and all your catering needs. Dine in, carry out, order online, and DoorDash.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
One sip of tropical lime-flavored Mountain Dew Baja Blast will turn this into this. Your barbecue into a cabana. And your backyard into an island oasis. With a blast of tropical lime flavor, you can bring the beach vibes with you everywhere. Grab some friends and ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the Dew.
Okay, buddy, sounds good. He says he's having a hard time hearing us. So try to keep that in mind.
You're not coming through.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He. All right, Dave Cox back with Coach Burley Foley. We're good. Sideline. We're on the sideline away from the stands, buddy. Looking over there at the home bleachers. Nice crowd over there, and they continue to come in. And it's been one of those games that was so frustrating, and we really had a chance to salvage that first half right there at the very end. I still think we take a measure of momentum into the halftime, but it's could have been easily a 14-7 game.
Well, we kept shooting ourselves in the foot early, and we do put ourselves in a drive there by being able to run the football, between the tackles. And got ourselves in a position where we're having to scramble around and try to throw it, which is not going to be our strength in a game like this because they're just so much quicker than what we are. But, taking that drive and almost getting into the end zone hopefully will get us fired up and get us going to where we can get something going here offensively.
I will tip my hat to the offensive line. They kind of dominated that last 7 minutes of the half. We marched it down 60 yards and had a chance. We just ran out of time. But hopefully we can come out and get a good defensive stop and get things going. I'm impressed with Frederick Douglass. We knew that they had played some really good competition. This is a team that has traditionally, since their school has been in existence, 6 years now, they've been in the hunt every year. And certainly, I'll see by the end of the season, they're going to have another good shot this year as well.
Yeah, 1-3 doesn't mean anything to them, especially when you play Trinity and Highlands. But we knew going into this year that our schedule was going to be tough. We knew Frederick Douglass was on the schedule. We knew Pulaski County was better, and then we still got Johnson Central. This is a really tough stretch for us right here. We're finding out a little bit about our team, about what we can do and what we can't do. And, a guy told me one time, he said, I thought I was pretty fast till I played against somebody fast. I mean, we're outclassed with speed. But I thought we should have been a little tougher, a little bit more excited, and ran to the football a little better than what we did early, because it looked like it was going to be, a nip and tuck game. We were hitting them, they were hitting us. But then we kind of really just got away from that. But still have to go, and hopefully Coach Salmons will get them going here. But we got to find something offensively we can do well.
I think the last drive for Corbin was certainly the best they've looked the entire game. They kept the ball exclusively on the ground, and as you said earlier in the broadcast, they ran right at them. We did run that jet sweep to E-step multiple times, but we were running it to the short side of the field, which is basically just an off-tackle play based on where the ball was positioned on the field. So, and we did move them out there a little bit. So hopefully that we can continue to do that. But the first things we have to do is we have to cover this kick and then play well on defense. So we're going to take a break. We've still got about 7 minutes on the clock before kickoff of the second half. They'll probably put a little bit more time on there after that runs off. They usually get the teams out, give them 2 or 3 extra minutes to warm up. But 14-0 lead for Frederick Douglass at the half. We'll take a break, and then we'll be back to Campbell Field. Stick around. You're listening to Red Hunt Football on T107.
Are you looking for reliable electrical supplies? Look no further than Eubanks Electrical Supply. From light bulbs to circuit breakers, we've got everything you need to power up your projects. Our expert staff is ready to help you find the right tools and materials to complete your project. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional contractor, Eubanks Electrical Supply has you covered with top brands and friendly service. Stop by today in Corbin, Kentucky at 701 South Main Street, or in Somerset, Kentucky at 1030 West Columbia Street, and discover why Eubanks Electrical Supply has been the trusted name in electrical supply for over 60 years.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
One sip of tropical lime-flavored Mountain Dew Baja Blast will turn this into this. Your barbecue into a cabana. And your backyard into an island oasis. With a blast of tropical lime flavor, you can bring the beach vibes with you everywhere. Grab some friends and ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the do.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey folks, this is Sammy here at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, and we want you to know when you're shopping at Sammy's, you're entering a tariff-free zone. That's right, folks. 95% of the furniture sold at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress is made right here in the good old US of A. And guess what, folks? That's all 65 of our mattresses, too. Come see us today for the best quality, the best price, the best American-made furniture that you can find anywhere. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, on Sundays from 12 to 5. We've got 12 months same as cash financing if you need it, and folks, we deliver. Because when you shop local, you're also shopping American when you shop right here at Sammy's Furniture.
When work needs doing or the trail calls, you need a machine that's ready for both. That's Honda's line of Pioneer side-by-sides. Choose the Compact 520, the powerful 700 series, or go big with the 1000 line. Built for 3, 5, or 6. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and find your perfect Honda Pioneer side-by-side. For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side nets and doors when operating. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
Dispatch. I will be stopping a high-speed reckless driver headed from Smoky Bear's Barbecue over to the big Corbin football game.
Officer, proceed with caution. Smoky Bears is serving up some of the best food in town. They have house-made sauces, rubs, fall-off-the-bone ribs, the best burgers you can find, and ridiculous salads.
You aren't kidding. This place has folks lined up out the door. Send every unit you can before Smoky Bears runs out of food.
Attention all units requesting backup at Smoky Bears Barbecue and Catering on American Greeting Card Road.
Enjoy Smoky Bears Barbecue 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and all your catering needs. Dine in, carry out, order online, and DoorDash.
14-0 at the half. Frederick Douglass leads the Red Hounds here at the break. About 3.5 minutes on the clock. Frederick Douglass didn't go back into the locker room. They stayed out on the field at halftime, gathered up in the end zone. Now they're kind of scattered about, warming up, stretching just a little bit. The Red Hounds yet to come out of the locker room. Coach, if you're Luke and Luke Salmons here at halftime, what are you telling your kids? You're trying to build them up from the last drive, but what kind of corrections are you making right now?
Well, the first thing to me, you got to tell them you got to be excited about playing this game. You know, you got to be excited about playing football, and if you can get excited, we've shown, and with that drive, that we've been able to move it. We late in the game we started stopping them, but it all boils down to playing hard, flying to the football, and getting bodies on people and blocking them. There's nothing fancy about what he needs to tell them. It's not like that we're doing anything complicated. We knew they were fast. We knew they were going to laterally be better than us. But what are you going to do about it? You know, you got a half here to do something about it. And so we'll see. The unfortunate thing is Frederick Douglass gets the ball here to start the half.
Well, again, we need some good coverage. They've started out with great field position, and they ran a punt back for a touchdown. They've also been able to get kickoffs back, around the 40-yard line pretty much every time. We did cover the first one pretty well, but after that, it's been pretty much a foot race, and that's something they're going to win most of the night. Corbin's still in the locker room. Some interesting games going on throughout the state, Coach. I think one of the ones that I think jumps out at us is Johnson Central and Pulaski County playing at Johnson Central tonight, I believe. I know you've been trying to find a score on that one, but we got Johnson Central coming in not next week. Corbin will be off next week. They've got their open week next week, so they can heal some wounds. And then what we've said all year long, the most important game on the regular schedule is Johnson Central here at Campbell Field 2 weeks from tonight.
Well, that's a good point. You know, this is really what you would call preseason. But we want to win them all. Don't misunderstand me about that. But this is prepared. These games that we played and are playing are games that should prepare us for what we're looking at down the road. The unfortunate thing is the team that's coming in here after next week is really pretty good football team. They play good ball, and if you don't match them, their physicality, you'll be in trouble. But the off week comes at a very, very good time for us because I don't make light of the schedule. It's a tough schedule. But by the same token, I don't care how tough the schedule is. You got to play harder than what we played in that first half.
And I'm sure that Coach Sammons is sharing that with his team right now. They're still in the locker room. There's 57 seconds left on the clock. They're going to get about 2 or 3 minutes added back on there as they normally do, but it's going to be a short warm-up session for the Hounds. Frederick Douglass did not even go into the locker room. They went into the far end of the end zone on there and huddled up for a few minutes, and they just kind of I don't want to say lollygagging. They've just been kind of throwing the ball around and just staying loose here at the half. And Corbin's still not out as I look down towards their locker room. The officials are back out on the field, but Witherington missing his first kick of the year, Coach. Had a bad angle from it would have been a 27-yard field goal had he been able to pump it through, but hooked it just a touch right.
He's got the leg for it, and I honestly thought it went through, but he did hook it right at the end. I hope that doesn't discourage the young man, because he's a good kicker. He's a good kickoff guy, and he's perfect on extra points. So I would really like to have seen him got that one for several reasons. One, his confidence, but two, we need the 3 points. we needed points on that drive. That stung us a little bit.
Yeah, and I thought that I was like you. I thought it was good at first, and just barely hooked in front of the left upright. Right-footed kicker kicking from that right hash mark. That's kind of a tough angle. Hounds are heading out now. Let's go down to Coach Salmon's on the field. Aliana's with him. I believe she is anyway.
It looks like we just got waved off. Maybe we'll try it again here in a second.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep an eye. They're going to be out there. I'm not sure if Coach Salmon's in much of a chatty mood right now, but we'll see. At any rate, still 2:25 to go. Corbin is back out on the field now. They're stretching down in their end zone. Going to have an abbreviated warm-up session here before the half. They spend a lot of time in that locker room. Let's see if she grabs Coach Hammond's here. Coach Salmon's right now. Excuse me.
We're going to have to put one of those reflector. Yeah. We'll put one of those reflector vests on her.
Hey, Coach, that was a tough first half, but to stay on the more positive side, what are some things that you think went well?
Well, I thought the defense settled down and played and made tackles, and then offensively we started getting some things moving a little bit. But, they're a good team, and we just got to continue to play 24 minutes.
And how do you keep your team motivated going into the second half?
It's always, there shouldn't never be no motivation. You're playing football.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you, Dave.
All right. Thank you, Aliana. I tell you, that's kind of what you've been preaching the whole first half. This is a football game. That should be enough to get you excited. So we'll see what happens. I've got a feeling that Luke may peel some paint there in the locker room at the half. I don't think he was happy when he left. He beat the team off the field, and I think the 3 points might have soothed that just a little bit. But he wasn't. I don't think he was happy with the effort that he saw for about 3/4 of that half. The last drive, obviously, something that the Hounds are going to build off of. But, it has been a grueling stretch, and you hate to make excuses, but the fact is this has been a tough stretch of games for Coach, and just every one of those games takes something out of you. And this is probably the most athletic team that we've played. Without question.
Yes, very, very fast, very well coached. I want to give the coaching staff credit too. They made a great call on the goal line down here when I was almost sure they was going to run it, and they caught the tight end coming across. They caught us on the blitz. We had been getting a little pressure, and it just probably came from upstairs here, I would assume. But Coach Salmon's hit the nail right on the head. It's football. It's our bodies and their bodies. You try to hit them harder than they hit you. You try to not let them outside, and all the on and on and on and on. But how I'm going to measure this evening is how much more excited are we going to be in the second half than we were in the first half.
Well, we played a good schedule, obviously, but Linton Stockton was a good football team. We matched up well with them because we kind of outsized and outstrengthened them. The Bryan Station game was a game that they had one player didn't match that much up with, but we did a good job of pushing the ball and control the line of scrimmage. I thought the Pulaski game was, they're a really good football team. That could have went either way, but this is by far the best team that we played. If Pulaski, and certainly no disrespect to Pulaski, but if Pulaski were playing Frederick Douglass, I think I would take Frederick Douglass.
They've got a lot of speed. It just depends on if Pulaski's able to sit in there and move the ball on them, because what that does, David, if you're moving the football methodically, they're not on the field. Their offense is not on the field. The kid that's killed us tonight, he'd be over here on the sideline. But, when we looked at the schedule the first of the year, I don't think there was anybody in these first 5 games that we looked at and went, oh, yeah, we got them. It's been tough. But again, I want to see us be a little more excited. I didn't think we were excited enough in the first half or played hard enough. And that's the one thing that you can control. No matter how good the talent is on the other side, you can control how hard you play.
Well, Green and Kahn back deep for Frederick Douglass, it's a low ground ball kick by Witherington. It's going to be hit and caught. Falling on, the ball's loose. It's going to be recovered by Corbin. Corbin got the football. No, they're going to call the runner down. They're going to call the runner down. Boy, we thought the Red Hounds had it. So did the coaching staff to our left here in the coach's booth. I don't think he had.
He had no control of that.
I don't think he had possession of the football. I really don't.
No.
That was not that, and the official that made that call came from the goal line to make that call.
Bryson Hopkins did a wonderful job hustling down, getting on the ball, but boy, that would have been the break that we needed. But I don't like the referee, but I just didn't see it that way.
I just don't think he was touching the ball while he was down, but he did not have control of it. So,
well, that may be the rule. I don't know. I want to be correct. I'm not a ref.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he had possession. I think he has to have that. At any rate, Guzman opens up in the shotgun, throws across the middle. He's got a receiver out there, incomplete. Then Thomas is going to be possibly he went ahead and tackled the kid, even though the ball was knocked loose. I think the official is going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't think Thomas knew if he caught it or not.
Well, he did, and the Frederick Douglass crowd wanted a roughing penalty, but as far as Thomas knew, he didn't know if he had the ball.
So Frederick Douglass comes out throwing to start the second half of play. Second down and 10 from their own 30. The Broncos on top 14-0. We got a flag before this play gets underway, thrown by the back judge.
I'll tell you what Frederick Douglass is that impresses me a little bit. They're not predictable.
No, they're not.
They're not very predictable at all.
Yeah, that penalty is going to go against Frederick Douglass, a substitution penalty. So that's a 5-yarder. Second down to 15. So Corbin's setting themselves up right here to possibly get the football back. If they can keep them in third and long, maybe forcing Guzman to throw, the Hounds can get the football back in pretty good field position. Guzman working in the shotgun, backs on either side of him, back to throw. And he's going to hand it off on the delayed draw. Big pile up at the line of scrimmage, and I believe that's Talbert that's going to be hit and dropped after a gain of about 2. So we'll bring up third down and long now for Frederick Douglass, coach.
Good defense by the Red Hounds. Max Farmer, also number 11, Malachi Zachary. He's a kid that's coming on. He's going to be a good football player before this is all said and done. Corbin defensively with about the same look. The linebackers are Zachary, Mahan, and Tayton Cox. In the secondary, E-Step. Also Cam E-Step, Lucas Britton.
Third down and 14 here. Big play for the Hounds. Frederick Douglass operated from their own 26. Guzman, long count, working out of the shotgun. He's back to throw. Here comes a little pressure, fires down the middle of the field. Well overthrown. That one overthrew everyone. The quarterback got hammered in the back after the throw, and they're going to drop a flag on Corbin that time. I believe they're going to get roughing the passer.
Oh, gee whiz.
I have to be honest with you. I did not see it. I just saw the quarterback getting up, but I heard the coaching staff to our left here. They're in the other booth next to us, and they were saying, oh, no, no. But that's where the flag's lying at, and I did see the quarterback getting up, so I was watching the ball down the field, Coach. I did not see the hit.
That was a horrible mistake by Corbin.
Yeah. Well, they're going to go from the 26 to the 41. And I've got to tell you, I mean, Frederick Douglass has no complaints with the officials tonight.
No, none whatsoever.
The phantom pass interference call earlier. Now that one I did not see, but no, not much complaining from the Corbin sideline. Guzman still working out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. They hand it off to Talbert up the middle, makes a little move, breaks a tackle, and fights forward to the 45-yard line. About the 44, gain of 3 on the play, running very hard. Good play by Goins in there. He gets up a little bit gimpy. He's hurt his knee. Looks like he's rubbing on his ankle a bit.
He's been pretty good in there the whole year. Josh Goins, defensive tackle, only a sophomore.
He's very active on that line, Coach. He's one of the ones that he's not going out the game, and he's having trouble even standing up on that ankle right now. Let's see what happens here. Second down and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Guzman working up, leaves it off with Talbert again, straight up the gut, slams into the line. He's going to be hit and piled up after a short gain. Going to get about 2, maybe. We'll bring up third and about 3 for Frederick Douglass.
Well, we look a lot more excited flying to the football, actually playing football now. And if you'll think about it, though, the same thing that it got Frederick Douglass to the midfield is what happened in the first half. A late hit and a bad play. You can't have bad plays against good people.
Well, not down 14-0. You can't. We've already kind of wasted our buffer, if you will. 3rd down and 2 from the 49 will be a big stop right here. Guzman working out of the shotgun. He's got a back flanking him to his left, wide outs to the left side. And they're going to have to take a timeout. Little confusion there on the offensive side for Frederick Douglass. So we'll just hold on to it here during the break. 14-0. Corbin trailing 10 minutes exactly to go in the third quarter.
A lot better half for Corbin to this point because we're flying to football. That was just so unfortunate on that roughing the passer penalty, and again, Corbin didn't complain. I didn't see it. I'm like you. I was looking downfield, but you just can't make bonehead plays in big games.
Well, that was a backbreaker right there. Certainly, 3rd and 2 is a big task to stop this much on the 3rd and 2. But if we could right here and get the ball back, we're still going to come with pretty good field position. That would have been great field position because they'd have been hitting the punt from about their own 25. However, football on the 49-yard line now of Frederick Douglass. 14-0 lead for the Broncos. Corbin threatened almost. They had it inside the 10 as time. They just basically ran out of time there in the first half. Guzman going to work out of the shotgun. Back flanking him to his left. Takes a snap, leaves it off Talbot. He's trying to get around the right side, running very hard. He's going to be hit and dropped, but he picked up the first down by about a yard. Kid runs hard.
He's a nice football player. We had penetration in. Malachi Zachary had penetration, forced it out here, but he's just that kind of back. He can make that cut, and he can get upfield, and what you think would be a 1 or 2 yarder turns into a 7 or 8.
For a kid that's probably hangs his hat on his speed, he finishes runs very well.
He's an extremely tough football player.
He gets his shoulder squared up and finishes the run very well. 1st and 10 from the 47 of Corbin are the Broncos. Guzman back to pass, looks, throwing a long one down the right sideline. Receiver out there, overthrown just off his fingertips. Thomas running stride for stride with him. He got a little bit behind him. The pass was just a touch overthrown, bring up 2nd down and 10.
I'm going to go back to what I said a few minutes ago. Frederick Douglass not very predictable at all. I would have thought they would have thrown it there with the success they were having running the football. But he had his guy. He just overthrew him a little bit.
And that was a little more air under that ball, and I think he had about a step on Thomas back there. Thomas was decent coverage, but the ball, it would have taken a perfect pass. 2nd and 10 now from the 47. Guzman still in the gun. Winds up, fires off the left side, incomplete. That was a miscommunication between he and the wide receiver. That one almost picked off by Thomas. Thomas actually was closer to catching that ball than the quarterback, or the wide receiver, rather.
Yeah, the receiver was supposed to run it out, and he ran a fly pattern.
Once again, Coach, 3rd down and long here. Big play for the Hounds.
Yeah, got to get the ball back and see if we can get some offense going.
Now, I'm like you. I would have never dreamed they were going to dial up 2 passing plays in a row there.
No.
They got 3 wide outs to the left side, 1 to the right. That's the short side of the field. Guzman still in the shotgun. Got Talbot flanking him to the right. They bring him in motion now. They set him up just to the quarterback's right. Back to throws. Guzman fires one for the sideline, incomplete. Referee agrees, and it's going to be 4th and 10. Corbin's going to get the football back, it looks like. 3 passes and a quick 3 and out. Hardly any time came off the clock. Still 8:40 to go here in the third.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that if I'm Frederick Douglass, because you're ahead 14-0. The clock's just as important as first down, at this point. So they actually did us a favor. Didn't get the fumble recovery, had a big late hit, which I'm not saying was or wasn't. I didn't see it.
Lee Step standing back at about his own 15-yard line. Kick on the way. It is a high end over end kick. E-Step's going to come up and make the catch and falls on it at the 16-yard line, about the 15-yard line.
Well, got a little room, but it's a field position advantage. Frederick Douglass to this point, 8:33 to go, down 14. You got to establish something quickly.
I don't think Coach Sammons cares if this drive takes the whole 8:33 of this third quarter. He would take a 14-7 game going into the fourth.
Yeah, I mean, we got time to do what we were trying to do earlier. Now we've got enough time to play that way. Right there before the half, we just ran out of time.
We did. First down and 10 for Corbin from their 23. Hounds trailing 14-0. Dave Cox, Burley Foley with you here. Sammons will open up in the shotgun. He's got wideouts to both sides. Sends E-step in motion. Going to keep it himself straight up the middle. He's going to have a nice scanner. He's going to pull down from behind at about the 31-yard line. Gain of 8 for Mason. Started off to the right, reversed his field and came back to the left side and picked up a nice gainer.
That was a good cut because that play's designed to go to the right, but Mason saw that they had over-pursued and made the cut back to the left side and just got what he could, which turned out to be a nice gainer for Corbin. Corbin with a new center in the game right now. I'm trying to pick up the number.
60, I believe, Burley. Second down and 3 for the Hounds from their own 30. Hand off on a counter play to E-step. Makes one miss at the line of scrimmage. Lowers his head. Fights forward. Gets down near the 38-yard line. I think is going to mark you. Will mark him for his forward progress. That will be enough to pick up the Corbin first down.
Jonathan Miller now the center. Good run by Cam E-step. Jonathan usually one of the guards. I don't know if Gavin Hinkle is injured or what's going on there. I'm trying to see. Gavin's still in the game. It looks like they've swapped positions. No, now Gavin, no.
A couple of nice gainers for Corbin to get this drive started. E-step and Mason Sammons. First and 10 to the 38. 7.5 to go in the third quarter of play. Corbin trailing 14-0. Hounds need to score desperately here on this drive. Sammons takes it, rides it right side. Then the play's going to be whistled dead. Illegal procedure against Corbin.
Wow. We're just committing penalties that are killing us.
Yeah, I didn't see anything there, but I'm watching the quarterback and
whatever happened must have been out on the outside.
Yeah, the coaching staff discussing it with that official. The official over in front of the Corbin benches who made the call. So hey, if you're the official on that bench, you're going to be sure about that call. That's not one you guess on with those 8 coaches breathing down your neck. First and 15 now. Sammons under center. Leaves it off. No, he's going to keep it himself, and he's hit and piled up right at the line of scrimmage. And they say the ball is loose. Did they shake it free? No. The official's going to rule him down.
It's a good break. Great effort by Mason. Just nothing there.
Yeah, his forward progress was stopped, and they ripped the ball loose. And I think the official had already blown the whistle. So,
well, Frederick Douglass gets to the ball fast.
Yeah, they've got 4 and 5 guys around on every tackle. It's hard to call out who the tackler is because there's always more than one.
Yeah, they're pretty quick. Second
and 13 now for the Red Hounds. They're going backwards right now, working from their own 35. Fake pitch to E-step. Sammons back to throw. Winds up, fires long to the left side. He's got Akins out there. Akins makes the catch at the 35-yard line. That is knocked free. Oh, it's knocked. They knocked Akins down. Boy, he had both hands on her. Was it intercepted? That's right behind the – that's going to be incomplete. Akins got a couple of hands on it. Then, boy, the defensive back just popped him and knocked the ball free. Great throw that time by the quarterback, Sammons.
Yeah, it was a good play by Frederick Douglass's DB. That ball, it was on him, but he come over and he knocked it loose.
Oh, he did, yeah.
I mean, he hit him. He popped him pretty good.
It was a good defensive play, yeah.
It was an excellent defensive play.
And a great route ran by Akins as well. I like when that kid gets the ball. He makes things happen. Third down and 13 now for the Hounds. You don't make the big mistake here. Your defense playing pretty good. We can pick it up, great. But if not, that's okay. Handoff straight up the gut. And that's Stevens. He lowers his head, fights out to the 45. That's going to present an interesting decision for Coach Sammons. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 5 here from near midfield.
Well, history will tell us that he goes for it because
no hesitation, Coach. He's going for it. It's 4th and 6 also, and it wasn't as near midfield as I thought. He's going to be marked down about the 44-yard line.
That's a good hard run by Cole.
Yeah, they're going for it here. At least they appear to be. The scoreboard says 4th and 4, probably closer to 4th and 5. We got movement on the line. Nope, nothing called there. E-step started in motion. Is going to reset again. Salmons checks his play with the sidelines, moves up under center. Stevens right behind him. Now they send E-step in motion. Pitch it out to Cam, lowers his head. He's going to be close to the first down. I believe he got it, Coach. He needed to make the 50.
I think he did. That was just a power sweep to the right side, and they're moving the chains.
Well, that's a gutty call. But, again, Corbin continuing to be able to move the ball on the ground, Coach.
Well, what's helping us is Cole Stevens is starting to get some room in there. And when you can do that, they can't just fly outside at those wingbacks. They're having to honor him. So part of the reason we're being successful offensively is because we're able to start moving the ball right at them.
It's not big chunks, but we're moving the chains. It did so right at the end of the first half as well. Salmons moves up under center this time. Hands off straight up the gut to Stevens. He's going to pick up about 2. They may give him 3 on the forward progress.
Well, it's a physical game.
It is physical. Those offensive linemen are firing off. Again, Corbin's getting a little push off the offensive line. That
much better.
Yeah, that actual game, they're going to place him down after a gain of about 4, actually. A little bit of probably a pretty good spot there for us. I thought he was a little closer to 3.5, but it bring up second down at 6. Sam is going to work under the center. 2 wide outs to the right. Stevens set right in behind the quarterback. Now they send E-step in motion to give it off to Cam. He's going to try to get around that right side. He's hit and knocked down at about the line of scrimmage. No gain down that play at all. Nice open field tackle. Not many people take Cam down one-on-one.
He's shifty. He's one of the shiftier runners that we've had here in a little while. Just has great feet, great vision. There was nothing there. They played it. Frederick Douglass played it well, and Cam was able to turn that into a little bit of a gain.
I still believe at some point in time we're going to throw the ball off of that set because they're crashing down. As soon as he gets the ball, he can take 1 step back, and he's not even across the line of scrimmage yet, so he certainly can do that. We'll see what happens. 3rd and 7 now from the 47-yard line. Sam is going to keep it himself as he fights that around the right side for a short gainer down inside the 45 to about maybe the 47. Brings up 4th down and 5 now.
Well, you went for it last time. You're definitely going to go for it this time.
I think without question. 3:18 to go in the fast-moving third quarter of play. Dave Cox and Burley Foley with you here from a beautiful Campbell Field. Nice night for football. Great crowd on hand.
Early start for us, 7 o'clock start.
Yeah, both stands full. The kids' field is full down there. Even the end zone, Coach, pretty much full.
Yeah, it's not. Very nice crowd.
Salmons moves up under center. 4th down and a long 3. Mason makes the call, leaves it off. He's going to keep it himself. Dives forward. He's not going to make it. He needed to make the 40. He's going to be cut down just about a half a yard shy, and the Hounds are going to turn it over on downs.
Well, been able to move it. It's just tough in there. It's tough. Of course, what Frederick Douglass has done, and I was waiting to see the alignment there, but what Frederick has done, they've moved more people in the box, so they've made an adjustment to what we're trying to do. They started out in a 4-man line. Well, they've got a 5th guy up there now, which has caused us a few problems on that particular drive.
Yeah, since about midway through the second quarter, this has been a fist fight. It's been a brawl on the line in the very evenly played game. Handoff straight up the gut. Talbert's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped. Big play right there. Malachi in there as well as Goins, I believe.
Yeah,
Petrosky too.
Corbin's came out and made a different team in the second half.
Yeah, Talbert that time no more than got the handoff, and he was hammered.
Well, a lot of times the team it's in the best condition, in the second half it starts to show, and hopefully that's the case here with us that we can continue.
2 wide outs to both sides, 2nd down and 11 after a loss of a yard on the play. Guzman working out of the shotgun, takes the snap. They might have got an early start that time. Fires long down the middle of the field. It's going to be well overthrown. Incomplete. And the E-step there had a shot at it if he he was about a yard or two shy of intercepting that ball. Good defense there by Cam.
We need to keep them throwing the football. That's our best defense is when they try to throw the football. Now, when I say that, they'll probably hit us with a score here, but they haven't had a lot of success throwing it. But it's not because they're not trying.
Well, again, I think that they're very unpredictable. You made a good point earlier, Coach. That I've not guessed many of their plays right. But I think Talbot getting hit for the loss on that first play of the series kind of set the tone. 3rd and long now. Corbin can get it back right here. They'd be in good shape if they can hold here on 3rd and long. Guzman back to pass. Here comes the pressure. They got the screen set up. The catch is made. Then the ball carrier lost his footing short of the first down. The catch was made at the 45-yard line. Kid went down at about the 49. It's going to be 4th and a yard. I have to believe they're going to go for it here, though. 4th and 2 it looks like now.
Yeah, I think they will. No, it looks like they're bringing the big package in. I thought they were bringing the punting team, but it's their big package.
I was hoping they would bring the punting team in.
Yeah.
But no, they're going to leave Guzman on the field, so they're going to go for it here. It's 4th and 2. To me, it looks like it's maybe 2.5, but Guzman's going to work out the shotgun, wideouts to both sides. Talbot, you would probably think, is going to handle the football to his right. They give to Talbot straight up the gut. He's going to be hit, breaks a tackle, runs through another tackle, lowers his head, bowls over a Red Hound defender at the 40-yard line down to the 39. A very determined run by Talbot.
He's good back.
I think you were telling me at halftime that kid's brother plays wide receiver at Ball State.
He does. He does. Got that information from JJ, who works at Frederick Douglass High School, my son-in-law.
Well, that was a great run that time, and very well blocked as well. Corbin didn't get a tackle or two until he had already picked up the first down. Now working for the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Guzman leaves it off with Talbot again, lowers his head, but reverses the field. He's into the open field. One defensive player between him and the goal line pulls him down at the 15-yard line, and a big run again by Talbot. He's kind of taking this game over. He's got a cramp now. Looks like he does, but he pops right back up, and Frederick Douglass threatening again.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd try to throw the football with him in the game.
Yeah, I don't know either. But,
he's good back.
The offensive line is good too. He's virtually untouched until he gets 8-10 yards deep into the defense. 1st and 10 now from the 16. Guzman fakes. They throw across the middle again. This is going to be caught and taken in for the touchdown. Boy, that was a great catch that time by number 3. He took a pop from E-step, bounced off, and took it into the end zone. Actually, trying to pick up the number there. I believe it's number 2, Burley.
Well, I'll tell you what that young man did. He said, hey, announcer, we can throw the football, and he did. He threw a slant route, and then he caught it at about the 3-yard line and just basically ran over our safety.
Yeah, Terry Cason, number 2. He had his first catch of the night, but had 4 catches on the year. 2 of those are for touchdowns. Extra point attempt forthcoming. 20-0 lead for Frederick Douglass. Kick on the way. This one is belted right through. 21-0 lead for Frederick Douglass. 21 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a timeout, then be back to Campbell Field. Stick around. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly smile.
Short kickoff taken by an up back. I believe that's Jackson. Makes the catch and he's hit immediately and dropped. Corbin will have a 1st and 10 from the 32.
Well, as that old saying goes, you got 2 choices. You can get better or you can get worse. And that's the challenge for the offense right now because we came out, looked like we were going to put together a drive, and then we just shot ourselves in the foot with a penalty. that killed us. I mean, we've had some timely penalties, and they were penalties, but you can't do that with this type of talent on the field. And we go back to what we talked about earlier in the week. Frederick Douglass 1-3. Are they very good? Are they not very good? Highlands beat them in overtime. Boyle County and Highlands were in a dogfight. Boyle County won that game. So this is a good football team, but we haven't played well. I just don't think we've played very well. We've made penalties. We've mishandled some kicks. We've done some things that have really hurt us.
Well, I would agree. There's time out on the field right now. There's a Frederick Douglass player down. It appears to be a cramp. They're stretching his leg out, but the Red Hounds have hustled back over to the sidelines and are gathered up around the coaching staff over there, as are the balance of the players for Frederick Douglass. They're going to try to work the cramp out here. 16 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. 21-0, Frederick Douglass on top. And I don't want to say that, you never want to say that the game is over, but down 21-0 here to this quality football team, it's certainly a big hill to climb. But you'd love to see the Red Hounds get in the end zone. And I think Corbin needs to score and gain some momentum here in this fourth quarter play, because they got a week off next week, and they're going to have 2 weeks for this to lay on their head until they play what I think is the most important game in the regular season against Johnson Central 2 weeks from tonight.
Well, what's difficult is we're in a situation where we need to throw the football. We don't have enough time to throw the football. We don't have enough time to play the kind of offense that we want to play that keeps them off the field, keeps that great back off the field. So we're really in a little bit of dilemma. So do you air it out here with Mason, or do you go ahead and try to establish a drive and get your offense going? I think you go ahead and do what you did right before the half and try to establish, hey, this is our identity. This is who we are.
I would 100% agree with you, Coach. 16 seconds to go. We're back to action now. Sammons moves under center, leaves it off with Stevens. He bangs it out over the 35 to the 37. He's ran very hard tonight, Coach.
He's a hard runner. He's a tough kid. He had a pretty good year last year. He's a senior this year, and he's off to a really good start, because let me tell you, when you play this kind of competition and you're running in between the tackles, it takes a toll on your body, and he responds very well to it.
A gain of 4, and that will bring to a close the third quarter of play. The Red Hounds trail 21-0 here. 1 quarter left to go before we wrap this thing up from here. So stick around. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Hey folks, this is Sammy here at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, and we want you to know when you're shopping at Sammy's, you're entering a tariff-free zone. That's right, folks. 95% of the furniture sold at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress is made right here in the good old US of A. And guess what, folks? That's all 65 of our mattresses, too. Come see us today for the best quality, the best price, the best American-made furniture that you can find anywhere. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, on Sundays from 12 to 5. We've got 12 months same as cash financing if you need it, and folks, we deliver. Because when you shop local, you're also shopping American when you shop right here at Sammy's Furniture.
3 quarters in the books, 21-0 lead here for Frederick Douglass. The Broncos look pretty sharp here tonight, Coach. This is a good football team. We knew they would be. I'll be honest, they're a little better than I thought they were.
They're a little faster. I knew they were going to be fast, but they're really fast. And I'm not really surprised at their talent. The inside word in Lexington is they're getting the kids now. For over years, Bryan Station at one point was getting them. Dunbar at one point was getting them. They say the good players are migrating to Frederick Douglass. So they've got something going on up there that's, building some tradition and playing good football.
Hounds trying to capitalize on a 4-yard gain there, looking at 2nd down and 6 as we get underway here in the fourth quarter play. Sammons moves up under center, leaves it up straight up the gut again with Stevens, and again a nice gainer. That will be enough for the first down as Stevens picks up about 8 straight up the middle.
He's a tough runner. That's the best thing that we've been able to do in this game is go right dead at them.
They do move the chain, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Corbin from their own 44. Be nice to see Corbin just punch one in here. I think that would do wonders for their confidence here. Salmon steps under center again now on a counter. They leave it off with E-step. He makes a 1 or 2 miss at the line of scrimmage and jukes his way out to about the 48-yard line. Good run by, I believe that was Cam.
I think so. It was a little trap back inside with the wing, which is a good gainer. But I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it all starts with being able to move the football. When you can move the football between the tackles, then you can create some plays like that one.
Gain of 5 after they spot the football. 2nd down and 5 now for the Hounds. 11:05 to go in the football game. Corbin trailing 21-0. This time the handoff to Akins. He's going to try the left side. He's running very hard. Lowers his head, gets out over the 50 to about the 48, maybe the 47. Push the pile maybe for another yard. He's going to get a good spot here, I believe, and that may be enough for a first down. It's going to be really close. A great run that time by Akins.
That's the 3rd time I've seen a headgear come off tonight. That'll give you some idea of just how physical it is out there.
They're going to move the chains. Akins picked up 5 yards on that play. He was hit after about 2 yards and took the pile 3 yards down the field. That's a good run that time by Akins.
Great second effort.
1st and 10 for the Hounds from the 46 of Frederick Douglass. Been in their territory a lot here in the second half. Not able to score, though. Another handoff up the gut this time. Not going to go for much as Stevens will be stacked up at the 45. Gain of a yard maybe.
It's tough going in there.
2nd down and 9 for Corbin. Clock continues to run. 10:15 to go in the game. 21-0 lead for Frederick Douglass.
A much-needed week off next week to heal the bodies, get your confidence back, because Tough Johnson Central coming in.
2nd and 9 for Corbin. Sanders moves up under center again. Stevens right. Set directly behind him. Sam's going to keep it. He follows Stevens up into the hole. He lowers his head. Gain of about 3, maybe 4. We'll bring up 3rd and a long 6 for Corbin. They faked that thing to Stevens that time after they had success with Cole running up in there, and Samuels was right on his hip. And that's been a successful play for Corbin this year. But I'll tell you, this is just a very fast football team we're playing. They've got great size too, Coach.
Big and fast.
Yeah. That's not the combination you'd like to see in your opponent, big and fast.
If they're the 24th ranked team in the state overall,
I'm an astronaut.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've never flown an airplane that so I can tell you right now that is not right. Sam is back to throw, sets up, fires long down the middle. Field's got a man wide open. Akins makes a catch, going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin. What a throw by Sammons and what a catch by Akins. We had that same play early, Coach, and that time they connect for the 6-pointer.
They faked the pitch to the right, and when they did, that drew everybody up just enough for Akins to run by them. I like the way Akins' kid plays. He's good in space. He's tough. We saw him get a big first down over there. I like the way he plays. He's a good football player.
He had a near catch on a long one earlier, and he just got hammered on the sideline. Could not blame him for not holding on to that one. So Sebastian Witherington on to attempt the extra point. Trying to cut this down to a 2-score game. Snap down, good one. Kick is on the way. And Witherington back to his good ways. Drills that one right down the middle. He's not missed an extra point all year long, Coach.
He's a great addition. He's a great find. We had a great kicker last year, Noah Sima, who's off playing baseball now. Not only was he a good kicker, he's a good receiver too. But for this young man to step in and pick up right where Noah left off, he's perfect on the year with extra points.
With the Baker kid before Noah, we've had a bunch of good kickers. I think Baker's
by the way,
for Eastern, right?
Yeah, he's doing very well too.
Yeah.
And not only was he a kicker here, he was a good football player for us.
Yes, he was.
He'd come up in there and get you.
Yeah, we'll just hang on to it here during the timeout. 21-7. Well, I tell you, you think we talked about ifs and buts last week. If we just had been able to get that thing in down there when we had it inside the 10 at the end of the half, this is a 21-14 game here. But the game not over. Still 9 minutes to go. We're going to need some help from Frederick Douglass. Maybe a turnover or a timely call from the official. But right now we need to get the football back.
What I see is you take the mistakes we made in the first half and then us not getting on the fumble there. And clearly, I mean, probably if you touch it and you're down, it wasn't a fumble. But I see the potential for us to get better, which is encouraging.
Witherington approaches. Low line drive kick is going to be taken at the 10-yard line by Green. Green starts up the left side. Akins after him, makes a cut. He's going into the open field over the 50 all the way down to the 45-yard line, lowers his head, bumped out of bounds there, and that's going to be great field position once again for Frederick Douglass. But I tell you, they're just impossible barely to guard on these punts and kickoffs.
Speed. They're just so much faster than what we are.
There's a flag on the play, and I think they're going to – not sure what the call is going to be here, but they're sorting things out. I think they're calling a hold on Frederick Douglass.
Well, the concerning thing to me is our coverage wasn't very good. I mean, the kid, Frederick Douglass, is fast without question, but, I mean, we only had 2 people on this side of the field on that coverage on the kick.
I think that was Talbert. I believe that was number 6 who ran that thing back.
It was Talbot.
Yeah, he'd been the I don't think he'd been deep on the kickoff tonight. It had been Green and Cone.
Don't believe I'd kick it to him.
No, I'd be probably better off just kicking it out of bounds, give it to him at the 35. Anyway, after the penalty, it'd be 1st and 10 from the 26. 8:56 to go here in the football game. 21-7 lead for Frederick Douglass. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Handoff Talbot straight up the gut, runs into a massive humanity right there at the line of scrimmage and pushes the ball forward for a gain of about 3.
Good stop by Corbin. Looks like Trey Persons. Trey, one of the outside linebackers.
Talbert's got he's coming off the field. He's got a needed breather. He just ran the kickoff back 60 yards and then gets it on the first handoff.
He's a fine football player.
Yes, he is. 2nd and 7 for Frederick Douglass. Clock moving. 8:25 to go in the game. Be nice to see Corbin get a 3 and out right here. Moving on the line, no call. Thought Corbin may have jumped off sides.
They did jump off sides.
Yeah, I thought so too. Handoff straight up the gut. That hit and hammered down. Boy, that's a nice shot there. Let's see who's getting off that bottom of that pile, Coach. That was 55, I believe.
Yeah, that's a big hit right there. That's Miles.
Miles Marlowe.
Yeah,
New
big hit.
Excuse me, Coach.
Miles.
The new running back was Jeremiah Turner in the game. They're giving Talbot a break. Talbot right back in. And
Miles, one of the starters at offensive tackle, getting some defensive snaps.
And Turner says, I don't know if I want any more of that right now. He took a shot. Talbot he doesn't stay off the field much. 3rd down and 8. Big play here for Corbin. Guzman back to pass, fires down the middle of the field. Incomplete. Nice hit back there by Eastep. Boy. Oh, no. Unbelievable.
No.
Eastep made a nice hit.
Excuse me. I typically don't.
Eastep made a nice hit. The receiver.
That's clean.
It was clean. It was a shoulder. The pass down the middle of the field was almost caught. Eastep got there just a shade after the football and jarred it loose. Just a big hit. It was a hard hit without a question, but the flag comes in and they're going to get him for – Coach, I hope they don't get him for targeting. If they do –
Hell, there was nothing targeting about that. He made a good football play. The same play that they made on the sideline over here with Akins.
Yeah.
Now that's unfortunate.
Well, that's 2 bad ones. I'll be honest. That's 2 calls that's really hurt us tonight, and they've been big plays for big yardage. Jackson Ross was the intended receiver down there, and he's off the field under his own power. So the result of that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, which will move the ball down inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. But that was perfectly timed by Eastep. He met the receiver right after the football got there and hit him with a shoulder, Coach.
This is good football play.
Yeah.
I don't like to officiate, but I mean that one was extremely obvious.
That one, it's been called by the same guy. I'll just tell you that one and the pass interference early in the game, at the start the game off. I'll just say they're terrible calls. Both of them were bad calls. But at any rate, I got the Frederick Douglass folks fired up. 1st and 10 for the Broncos from the Corbin 40. Guzman takes it, hands it off, right, second back through. He's got some room. He's on into the Corbin secondary. He's going to be hit and dropped all the way down, not before he gets all the way down to about the 25-yard line. That's a new back in the game, number 22. That's Carter Ross, the running back. And first time he's handled tonight, Coach. He looked good.
Yeah, on the inside, we tried to do a spin move, and you can't spin out of there when you're an inside guy. You got to stay right there and fight for your life, and we didn't do it then. We just made a lot of mistakes.
1st and 10 now. Working from the 28 is Frederick Douglass. Talbot not back in the game yet, even on this series. And I'm trying to find him on the sidelines. Guzman takes it, hands it off, second back through. That's going to be number 13. Ross breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and bounces outside, inside the 15 down to about inside the 20 down to about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, I thought he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Just a good effort.
I said Ross. I checked that. That's Jeremiah Turner. I'm sorry.
Talbert not back in the game. Hope he's okay. We don't want to see any injury.
He was cramping earlier, and so hopefully that's all it is. You want to see anybody get hurt. That's kid's a fine football player.
He's had reason to have the cramps because he's been involved in just about everything.
And it's second down and 6 now for Frederick Douglass, working from the Corbin 24-yard line. Guzman with backs on either side of him, working from the shotgun, takes a snap, second back through. That's Turner, I believe, cuts it off the right side, running very hard down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Check that. That's Carter Ross, excuse me.
It's like Malachi Brown on stop for the Red Hounds.
Jackson Ross into the game now as Carter Ross goes off. Ross for Ross. Third down and 1 after the gain of 9. 5:40 to go in the game. 21-14 lead for Frederick Douglass. Guzman still in the shotgun. Has been there most of the game. Only worked under center a few plays. Hand off right side. First down picked up easily. Then wrestled to the ground is number 13, Jeremiah Turner. That will move the chains for Frederick Douglass.
It's about to get down there out of my eyesight range.
Yeah, I'm trying to set those back. The numbers are a little bit harder to see on that end for some reason.
Blaylock up front, still Chris Goins, Petrosky, and Brown.
It was easy to call it early in the game, Coach, because it was Talbert every time.
Yeah.
you didn't. Now,
Correct.
with him out of the game, they're kind of alternating two Ross players, two Rosses, and then Turner. I think Talbert's back in the game now. Then we got
another penalty by Corbin.
Corbin jumps off sides, but that will make it first down and 5 from about the 11-yard line.
I don't know what the yardage is. I really would like to have the stat on that, but we've not fared very well on the end. And we were offsides. It wasn't a bad call. It was just we were offsides.
Talbert back in the game, Coach, I believe.
He is.
Jackson Ross also in the game at the running back position. They're going to flank Ross out to the right side now. He's had some success carrying the football here in the second half. Talbert to the left of Guzman. 1st and 5 from the 11. This play's whistle dead as well. This one's illegal procedure, so the 5 yards given right back to Corbin as a little movement on the offensive line by Frederick Douglass before the snap.
Well, if we can hold them out here, got a little momentum there with a big touchdown to Akins. Great throw by Mason. But we just, Dave, this is one of those games that I feel like this thing should be a little closer than what it is. I just don't think we gave the effort for it to be closer in the first half.
Well, 14-0 against a team this good is a pretty steep climb the second half. High snap, fielded by Guzman, gives it off to Talbert. He fakes inside, bounces out around the corner, runs through a tackle, still on his feet. He's running very hard, dives for the end zone. It's going to be a little bit short, though. I think he stepped out about the 2. Then we've got a flag that comes down on top of the pile. Not sure what all that was about. Then there's another flag that comes down.
Well, I think we had the opportunity to get a personal foul on them, and then it looks like we've acted up at the last minute here. Because I felt like the back for Frederick Douglass kicked the Corbin player, but then I think the Corbin player reacted. So,
yeah, they're going to probably call these offsetting. The officials are talking through all that right now. So the ball's going to be down inside the 5. It looks from this angle, it looks to be about the 3-yard line.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Coach McPeak is all the way down in the officials' huddle at the 7-yard line. The old rule was you couldn't pass the 30. I don't know if that's the rule now. It must not be.
Oh, he's on the 5-yard line. You're right, Coach.
He was in the huddle. If I'm guessing, he's trying to defend his player there, make sure he don't get ejected.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, certainly you don't want to see that on either side right now. I mean,
no. It was just two heated guys. The unfortunate thing is, I think if we hadn't reacted to what they did, we would have got a personal foul or got the personal foul.
More than that. Personal foul, offense and defense, it looks like. Yeah. First and goal. You're exactly right. One was a personal foul. One was unsportsmanlike. So ours was unsportsmanlike. Theirs was a personal foul. At any rate, the winner in that exchange was Frederick Douglass without question there. First and goal and out to 5.
Here's why they won. Their player could have been ejected.
It could have been. Yeah, you're right. Strict interpretation, he could have been. You're right. Guzman with Ross to his left. Takes the snap, leaves it off with Turner. I believe he's going to turn the corner and stacked up at the 5-yard line. May have fallen forward for a yard. 3:50 to go, clock moving, 21-7. Second down and goal now from the probably 4.5-yard line for Frederick Douglass.
Good Frederick Douglass team.
It's a good football team.
The back is a little better than what I expected. He's the best back I've seen to this point this year.
He and the kid from Pulaski are both very similar. They run low to the ground, and this kid is probably a little quicker. Guzman in the gun, takes the high snap, leaves it straight up the gut. I believe that was Talbert there, lowered his head and fought down to about the 2-yard line.
Well, one thing about Corbin in the second half, we fought harder. We fought a lot harder, but we've made mistakes that have kept us from getting in a position to be able to score some points. And we've said that over and over, not to beat a dead horse, but you can't make mistakes against people that are a little more talented than what you are. Frederick Douglass is the more talented team. I don't think there's any question about that.
Up to this point, it's 7-7 second half.
Yeah.
Now they're threatening to score here, third and goal from the 2, but Corbin has played much better here in the second half. You know, and again, you're playing a 6A team and the best team in Lexington. They've got, aspirations of – did they win 6A last year?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I doubt they beat Trinity. I think Trinity won it.
Okay. We've got a timeout taken off here with 2:27 to go. I'm not sure who took that. We'll hold on to it right here. We're a little bit into that timeout as I didn't pick up on that while we were chatting there. So we'll just keep it right here. 21-7, Frederick Douglass on top. 2:27 to go here in the football game.
Well, we talked about this preseason. When you looked at the schedule, started out with a finalist in the state championship last year. You had to play a tough Pulaski team, a much improved North Laurel team that went to Madison Central and won. I don't think there's any surprise that we knew that there wasn't going to be some opportunity, especially with I don't think this is as young a team as it is inexperienced. It's an inexperienced team because one guy we talk about last year's players, we forget about Griffin Bates. What a player he was for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you're right. We lost a lot. That's true. And at a 4A school, it's a smaller school. It's kind of hard to replace those kids much more so than a 6A school. Now we've got movement on the line. Corbin says that Frederick Douglass jumped, and of course Douglass says it was Corbin. Let's see what the official says. That's all that matters. They're going to mark this off against the Broncos. So
yeah, I think the left tackle
third and
started early. Look at this left tackle. He's a house cat.
He's a big one. 3rd and 2 turns into 3rd and 7. And it's not going to make any difference in RPI or anything at all. But it'd be nice to see Corbin hold him out of the end zone right here.
Without a doubt.
I think you gain a little measure of respect here to play even in the second half. 3rd and 7. Guzman working out of the gun, wide out to the right side and the left side actually. Guzman takes it, leaves it off with the first back there. He's hit and dropped. Loss on the play of about a yard. That was Turner, I believe. That's Ross, 22. So going to be 4th and goal now.
Malachi Zachary, he's a kid that I see coming. I think by the end of the year, he's going to be a really nice football player for the Red Hounds. Came on the blitz, made the stop then.
He's got a nose for the football bird. He's always around the action, and he's
got a little toughness too.
He's got a little mean streak.
Yes, he does. He
does.
He's got a little toughness.
And I like that. 4th down and goal from the 8-yard line now. 1:52 to go. Quite frankly, this will mean nothing more than pride with what happens on this play because 2 touchdown lead, 1:46 to go. But if you're Corbin, you'd love to make a stop right here. Guzman in the shotgun. They got Talbert back in the game. They're going to look to throw it. Now we've got another flag, and it looks like it might be a procedure penalty against Frederick Douglass. Nope, delay a game. So 4th and 8's now 4th and 13.
Well, Corbin with a chance to get it back if they can hold.
Whether Corbin is going to have time to get another score on the board or not, I think it's kind of irrelevant here. I do think it's important to keep him out of the end zone. I think from a momentum standpoint, you keep him out of the end zone. You say we played even in the second half.
And we have.
And it's a 7-7 game in the second half, but still one more play to go before you can make that claim. Guzman with Talbert. They got Talbert back in the end. A little bit not timeout taken by Frederick Douglas. Hey, Douglas trying to get it in. They bring Talbert back in the game here up by 2 touchdowns, a minute 34 to go, and they're taking a timeout to talk things over. So they're wanting this touchdown as bad as we don't want them to get it.
Well, Coach McPeak was furious about something. I don't know what happened that he called that timeout, but he's still fuming as you see him walking down the sideline here. He was very upset. I don't know who at, but somebody rubbed him a little bit raw.
I don't think it's at the officials.
No.
They've had a couple gifts tonight, to be quite honest.
Well, that's just it. I mean, if you look at Corbin's entire game, I mean, it was a lot of mistakes. I mean, we got to delay a penalty game when we were in a hurry up, and that's one thing you can't have happen. Pass interference, the missing the fumble at the halftime. I think that
but while this game was still
took a lot of air.
But while this game was still very much to be decided, the pass interference penalty, the first call of the game, I still don't agree with that. Guzman sets the throws long for the end zone. It's going to be caught, touchdown. Well, that's just a nice throw and catch, one-on-one over there in the left corner, and he went up and caught it. Then he tells some of the fans about it, goes to get his picture taken, and it's a touchdown.
He just athleticism.
Great catch in traffic.
He did. I mean, we were right there.
Terry Cason, I'm sorry, Coach. Go ahead.
We just couldn't make the play. We had good coverage, just a good catch and throw.
Yeah, his second touchdown of the game. That kid's a player. Extra point attempt coming. 27-7. Frederick Douglass going to get the win here tonight, pick up their second win on the year. Corbin going to fall to 3-2, it looks like. So now we got an injured player. Corbin player in with a cramp, yeah. Well, that touchdown sending a bunch of folks to the exits.
That Corbin crowd's hung in here. There was times that they could have gave up on the Red Hounds, but they've hung in here still. I got a few there, but like you said, I think that'll do it. But off next week is much needed week off to heal some of these bodies up, because with who we've played and how we've played, it's taking a toll on your body, and you need time to recruit that. Looks like Malachi Brown getting up. He had some cramps. He's walking off.
He's played hard tonight. Most of the time he's double teamed.
It don't get any easier after this. We got Johnson Central coming in here. I'm trying to get a Pulaski score. My information guy hadn't come through, but
I'm really interested in that score. I'm interested in the you call it what'd you call the Lexington Christian Lexington Catholic game?
They call it I think they call it the Holy War up there.
That's an interesting score for me too. Two really good football teams. Frederick Douglass going for the extra point here. 27-7. Snap is a good one. Kick on the way. Extra point is good, and that will tack one more on the board for Frederick Douglass. 28-7. Broncos on top. A minute 28 to go here in the football game. We'll take a 30-second break, then be right back.
When work needs doing or the trail calls, you need a machine that's ready for both. That's Honda's line of Pioneer side-by-sides. Choose the compact 520, the powerful 700 series, or go big with the 1000 line. Built for 3, 5, or 6. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and find your perfect Honda Pioneer side-by-side. For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side nets and doors when operating. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
(28-7). Frederick Douglass on top of Corbin here. A minute 28 to go in the football game.
Well, I got some more bad news for Corbin. Just got a score in from Johnson Central. Johnson Central 31, Pulaski 0 right now.
Wow. Well, that's that's unexpected to say the least.
I didn't see that coming. I honestly thought Johnson Central would win the game, but I thought it'd be a tough one.
We'll have our hands full with Johnson Central. Obviously, kickoff taken by an up back there for Corbin out to the 30-yard line and hit and hammered down there. 1st and 10 for the Hounds. 1:20 to go here. I don't know how much you do here. I think what you don't want to do here more than anything is two things. You don't want to get anybody injured, number one. Number two, you don't want any kind of tempers to flare.
You got to live for another day.
Yeah. So Salmon's still in the shot. Yeah, I was trying to make sure that's still Mason out there. Yeah. Takes a snap, looks to throw, dumps it off underneath to Stevens. Is hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Good open field tackle there by the defensive back of Frederick Douglass.
Good play. You played that perfectly. Frederick Douglass is a nice team. I think they're going to do well down the road. They're well coached. They got great speed.
Good support, Barley. They brought a good crowd here.
I think, I don't know what the rankings are in Lexington, but by a lot of people considered the best team in Lexington.
Salmons takes a snap, looks to throw again. Here comes the pressure. They're going to get him. You get to him all the way in the backfield, all the way back at the 19-yard line. He thought he was going to be able to get around the corner. Boy, that young man showed some speed, and that's a big player. Let me tell you that. It's probably about a 225 kid that ran laterally as fast as Mason did.
Yeah, he's 225 at least. We tried to block him with a 170-pounder, and that typically don't come out very well.
I think it just made him mad. He went after Mason like he was upset. Clock winding down. This will be the last play of the game, barring a defensive penalty. Salmon's back to throw, sets up, veers off the left side, is going to be hit and sacked again. And this game ends kind of appropriately for Frederick Douglass. The Broncos get the win, 28-7 over the Red Hounds. Celebration among the few fans that are left for Frederick Douglass, but Coach, I tell you, just really, it was a couple of plays could have went other ways. I don't know that it would change the outcome of the game. This is a good football team.
Well, we got beat by a better team, in my honest opinion. But I think we could have played a lot better. I think we were in this thing. We needed them to turn it over. We needed to pick one off. We needed that fumble right there at half, and then we had some inexcusable penalties, honestly. But at the end of the day, they were good. We weren't tonight. We were good at times, and we were good in spells. But you got to play every play to be able to compete with people like this on your schedule. But the good news is we get a week off. We're 3-2 after the preseason schedule. I would have liked to have been 4. I'd like to have been 5-0, but I kind of thought 4-1. But it's again time to heal your body, time to regroup, time to keep working, and see some bright spots in Malachi Zachary. I like how he's playing. Eli Petrosky, I thought fought pretty hard tonight.
He did. He certainly did.
Your quarterback
Stevens ran hard again, Coach. He always does.
He did. The quarterback's going to get better. We're going to have to get a little better up front. We'll have to get better linebacker play. I mean, there's a lot of things where we can improve, and we got the kids to improve with. We just got to put the work in and get it done.
Yeah, if we're doing call-outs, I think the 30. I think Akins played well as also. He did. You think not every, but a couple of the big plays that we had.
He makes plays.
He was involved.
He just makes plays.
Certainly disappointing loss for the Hounds. They fall to 3-2 on the year, 2-3 the record now for Frederick Douglass as they improve their record here tonight. Tough schedule for them too. They played a bunch of good folks, and they continue to play good people. They're going to have they finished their season at Boyle County, and I think they've got one of the Louisville teams left too. Maybe Manual. I'm not sure, but at any rate. They play a very good schedule as well. So going to put a wrap on things from here. Barley, any closing thoughts?
Heal up. You got to heal up mentally. You got to heal up physically. Go back to work. I mean, there's only one way to go if you're in a disappointing or a bad situation, or you're not getting the results you want, and that's try to work to get the result you want, and that's the only answer.
Well, let me ask you this, just a psychological question, and I kind of even hesitate to ask, but I'm going to because it's the first thing that I thought of, is that when our kids coming out of this game, they're going to be down a little bit. When they see the score of the Pulaski County Johnson Central game. Is that a motivator, or is that something that maybe is a little intimidating?
Well, it depends on the personality of the kid. You know, every team has develops a personality from its leaders. You know, I go back through the years of Corbin football. We've had a lot of teams here that weren't supposed to win the games that they wanted, but it was because they were mentally and they were physically tough. Now, that's a decision that's got to be made in the locker room with the kids. I personally would want the challenge, I think most people would want that challenge. Now, again, that's going to depend to me on the personality of your team. You know, where we want to go, are we willing to put the work in to get there? And you know, it's a game. That game's over. You got to play the next game, and hopefully we'll do that.
Well, here's the thing, and I agree with you, but here's the thing: anything they've done up to this point has no effect on the postseason
none
because
whatsoever.
we've not even played a 4A team yet, and so so the reality of this is that all this has been preseason, but. We're talking about 16, 17, 18-year-old kids here who read the newspapers, who read things on social media, and I think it's time for this community to get behind this team a little bit too. We need to put our arm around them and pump them up and let them know that we still believe in them. They have played some of the best teams in the state right now, this being one of them tonight, and I think they're going to have another one of the best teams in the state coming in here 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, Johnson Central's always a tough matchup for us. When we had good teams, they were a tough out for us. And we beat them some, but they've got a great program up there. And if that score was accurate, what was reported to me, they beat a very good football team, in my opinion. One of the better offensive lines I've seen across the state in quite some time. But, you know, again, one thing I like about Coach Salmons, he said we're work in progress. You know, he said we've got a lot of work, a lot of improvement to make. And the biggest thing that concerns me now, we got to clean some of these penalties up. We can't make those costly penalties against even an average team. You just can't do that. And we got to clean that up. We got to continue to try to tackle better, and we got to block better. This game's about blocking and tackling.
Well, you said making tackles and breaking tackles earlier in the year, but I said that earlier and you agreed, so I think that's probably that boils it down to simplistic terms. But I do think tonight we didn't tackle very well. 6 is really good back. And I will say this. I mean, if we're summarizing the game here, I think there were a couple of big plays that didn't go our way. I thought we had a fumble to begin the second half, down two scores after we moved the football. Then I also thought that the original. The first pass interference call against Corbin that basically gave them a first down on the 3rd and 12, leading to their first touchdown was a bit of a break as well. However, we were beaten soundly by a very good team, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks before Johnson Central comes in, because Johnson Central's going to come in here. They've had us circled on their schedule just like we have them.
Well, you ask about the mental aspect of it. I think that hurts Johnson Central to know that we beat Pulaski that well, and that's where you got to rely on a good coaching staff. Through the years, I got the good fortune to play with some good coaches and play coach with some good coaches, and it's your job to keep the kids mentally ready to know that you can win or lose any game, and that's the biggest challenge Coach Salmons has right now. I don't think it's about what play we're going to call or what defense we're going to run. I think his big challenge the next 2 weeks is to keep his kids mentally prepared for the second half of the season.
And hopeful. I mean, hope goes a long way, and certainly their confidence has to be shaken just a bit. But again, I think it's very dangerous, and we do this as broadcasters, we do it as fans, but it's dangerous to compare scores. And you can be, and so I think that's the big thing that Coach Sam is going to work on over the next couple of weeks. But again, community certainly needs. Hopefully, we have this great turnout again with the Johnson Central game, and we can get that first district win and then go on and build some momentum towards the second half of the season.
Well, UK's got an off game tomorrow. The Red Hounds are going to be off, so we're going to probably take a little break, except for we'll be on in the morning.
We'll be on in the morning, 9 o'clock a.m. sharp. We'll be talking with Coach Salmons and to get his reaction from tonight's game. We'll also go over everything that happened last night, confirm some scores for you, talk a little bit about what else is going on in the Tri-County area, and hope get you caught up with everything that you need to know as far as sports in Kentucky. All right, we're going to make a quick exit from here. So I'd like to thank all of our sponsors one more time: Sammy's Furniture, Tri-County Cycle Sales, Smoky Bear Barbecue, Hometown Bank of Corbin, Owens Auto Repair, Pepsi Cola Corbin, and Eubanks Electrical Supply. Thanks to all those folks for making this possible. Tune in the morning, 9 o'clock a.m. for the water cooler. Burley and I'll be there, and we'll kind of rehash what happened here tonight with Coach Sammons, and also talk a little bit more about what went on through the state tonight. So thanks for listening, everybody. For Burley Polly, I'm Dave Cox. Thank you for listening.